What's going on, everybody? Saturday Night Live tonight. Thank you for being here. What's going on, Sally? How you doing tonight, hon? Good to see you. I'm not sure if we have any people in here or not. My phone's saying 0. Not sure if that's an error. Let me refresh this real quick. If you guys can't hear me, just let me know in the chat. What's going on, Dave? If you are here, hey, Missy, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Not sure how many people will be coming in. I guess there's a lot of shows going on tonight, but regardless, I woke up late. I set an alarm, and apparently I slept right through it. I woke up like not even 20 minutes ago, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to come on and make it. But we're here. I promise you guys I will come on. So Howie's going to be coming on and joining us in a few minutes. I guess we'll give it a few minutes for people to start jumping on and see how this goes. In the meanwhile, what's going on, Rude Irish? How you doing tonight, brother? Good to see you. All right. That's right. What's up, Maverick? How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. What does it say? My son. Yeah, hi. I don't know what you're saying, but welcome to the show. I don't think I've ever seen you before, but how you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. What's up, Becky? How you doing tonight? And thank you, Tom. They sent me over the donation that you sent over. I appreciate that, man. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with the PayPal thing. I'm trying to figure it out, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. You just sent it over to me. What's up, Joe Root? How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Becky, if I haven't already, how you doing tonight, hon? Good to see you too. Thanks for being here. I sent over the link. A couple people got it. If you got it, check it out. Stop by as soon as you get this. What's up, Furbo? Let me know if that link is good. I'm not sure if I sent you the right one or not. If it is. What's up, Furbo? Hey, how you been? I don't think I've seen you in a little bit. Happy New Year if I haven't seen you already. What's up, David Lopez? How you doing tonight, man? Good to see you. We got a couple funny things that I stumbled across. Here, hold on. How you doing tonight, man?
The link's good.
Oh, okay, cool. I know last time I had a problem. I think I was typing in. I get the G's and the Q's and the fucking F's and T's confused. It's so small in this.
Yeah, the last time it said 404 error.
Yeah, I must have hit one of the wrong letters when I was typing it out to the text. That's probably why.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. What's up?
No, not much. What's up, everybody in the chat? You know, David Lopez and Becky Town, Joe Rude, all of you guys. What's up?
Yeah, I was telling them I almost didn't make the show, man. I fucking fell asleep. I thought I set an alarm. I must have slept right through it.
Yeah, well, I only woke up a little while ago myself, maybe about an hour ago.
Oh yeah, shit. So I woke up like 20 minutes ago. I looked at the time. I'm like, fuck, how the hell did I do that? I was debating, like, I don't even know if I'm gonna make it now, but we're here though. We'll string something together, hang out for a little bit, have a couple of laughs. There's a couple funny things that I stumbled upon earlier today that I wanted to play in a little bit that I thought were pretty fucking funny.
I watched when I woke up. I put on the Do, but I didn't get to watch the whole thing. I only watched up to the part where he says Sakali got beat up by Joey Caves.
Oh, I was watching that earlier. I saw maybe like I want to say 15, 20 minutes of it, and yeah, I heard him imply that he was talking about the Colombo guy that beat the shit out of him in prison or something. That's who he was talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about Joey Caves.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I don't know what. Listen, I don't know what his deal is. You know, he kind of did this before when he got into that little spat with Gene a while back or whatever, when he started talking to him crazy when he was on the show that day. And I don't understand this guy. You know, he wants to be a journalist and be taken seriously, but then he goes and does that video earlier today and he's taking shit personally. He's talking about the guy's like personal life and his wife and his marriages and whatever fucking relationships he has with people. I don't know what he's looking for, but if he's trying to, you know, antagonize this guy to like try to do something to him, he's gonna get what he's asking for the way he's talking. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't, but
yeah, that's his mistake in making things personal. You know, you never see like, you know, guys like Jerry Capici going back and forth with somebody, or you know, doing articles dissing somebody. I mean, you know, he maybe nothing's going on right now, but you know, you want to make enemies with 20, 30 guys by talking about them. You're going to make all of those guys want to do something to you. And, one day you may bump into one of them, or maybe they may make it a priority to bump into you, or send someone. And, you can say what you want. Yeah, maybe they're not murdering anybody in the mob, but there's still a lot of fucking crazy motherfuckers out there that will beat the piss out of you.
Yeah, and I mean, somebody's already smacked him before on fucking for some shit he said on the internet at a Eagles game or whatever, in the middle of fucking a whole stadium of people. So if he's trying to press the issue, I mean, he was talking about the guy's grandmother that passed away at one point, was talking shit about that and like family members and like getting really personal with the fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what tree he's trying to bark up or who he's trying to fucking who he's trying to gas up or himself to make it seem like he's some type of tough guy or something, but he's gonna get what he's looking for. That's my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah,
some people only take so much, shit before they fucking snap. You know what I mean?
that's what usually happens. You keep talking shit to someone or whatever, you may think that you're sticking up for yourself. Either way, eventually something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think so. And the level of personal shit that the kid's talking about the guy. I mean, he's only asking for it, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens, man. Don't say we didn't fucking warn him and shit, but the guy's got to pick a lane. If you want to be a journalist and come on here and do your stories and shit like that, do that. But if you're trying to take it personal, get into the beefs and stuff like that, I just think he's barking up the wrong tree, man.
Yeah, that's that's his mistake. I know I just said it, but I'll repeat it again. He's made himself unlikable because he's thrown shots at people and made it personal, and then there's other people who don't like the way he's been behaving, and then they wind up not liking him. And it's not good to fucking have everybody not liking you. I mean, look what happened to the rape ape.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's basically what he's going to wind up alienating himself, really, because he's only going to get a couple of people that. Well, he even made a comment on there too, and this is just my opinion from the shit that I've seen on here, regarding him or whatever. And I don't have a dog in the fight. It is what it is. I don't speak to the kid. I'm not friends with him. I don't talk to him. Nothing. I got my own fucking things that I don't like that he did or whatever. But he was talking shit about the guy, talking about him not being able to have relationships with other people or being able to do business with other people. But that's what everybody was saying about him at one point. I mean, the Frank Joya said that about him. Casman said that about him. Sakali said that about him. So it's like, it's somebody else that's on here talking about somebody else's character flaws, but meanwhile they're like talking about themselves in the same sentence.
Here's an example for you, right? A lot of people consider Vito Guzzo to be the craziest guy out there. Well, what you need to understand is I believe Vito's got one lung and he lost an eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so no one's invincible. I mean, he was almost killed 2 times or 3 times, maybe more. That I know of. Only a couple times that I know of, but maybe there's other situations. Nobody's fucking invincible. The guy, he got lucky the last time. He got shot a whole bunch of times and lost his eye.
Yeah, I think he got shot like seven or 9 times, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And all it takes is that one motherfucker that don't give a fuck, and that's why I can't. Like somebody asked me a question like, who is the craziest guy in your age range or something like that, and I used Vito. I don't know if he brought up Vito or I did, and I brought up A like, but you know what? I can bring up a fucking 100 guys that are capable of fucking hurting you. Okay, it doesn't just because some of the guys go out there and do it often doesn't make them, any more dangerous than the guy who doesn't go out there looking for it. But if you fuck with him, he'll kill you too. So it's a real hard question to answer.
Well, and the other thing is too, sometimes the most dangerous guy is not even the one you have to worry about. It could be a guy that's just scared to death and winds up killing somebody out of fear. That's never done anything to anybody before either.
Yeah, I mean, look at Scott Schumann, for the people that know who Scott Schumann is, right?
Who is that? How? Just tell people.
He's uh he's a guy from the neighborhood. I believe his father was connected to the Gaudis in some way.
Uh,
He's a Jewish guy. He was a tough kid, extorting people, shooting people, and he was a dangerous guy.
yeah,
And he got these guys. I believe they're from like maybe like Middle Village or Maspeth or something. I forgot their names, but they weren't really like tough guys or anything.
right.
And he got these guys so afraid of him that they killed him. They hit him.
See, yeah, that's all it takes sometimes too.
You got to go to bed every night thinking, Jesus, I got this maniac fucking looking for me. He don't stop bothering me. And then even the guys who don't want to be killers will become killers just to get rid of that stress.
Yeah, yeah, and those wind up being the guys you eventually have to worry about just out of fear alone. Sometimes it's not even the guys that you're thinking are going to wind up doing something. It's the people that are scared to death. That happens all the time too. All the
Yeah. I mean, I remember in that the show that me, Frankie, and Alite did.
time.
Alite was talking about Angelo Castelli, and I was saying that I used to go crabbing with him once in a while. He was older than me, but he was a killer too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you can't measure like certain things against others and have someone be the number one because this guy was a killer too. You know,
Right.
and he was at an after hours. Well, he was in the bar after hours, and drinking, getting high, and I believe it was his brother-in-law or his girlfriend or sisters, but I forgot who the guy is. But he was like related to him some way, maybe not fully related, just out of through the girlfriends or something. I
Uh,
forgot. Anyway, this guy wasn't no fucking killer or anything like that. And Angelo was whacked out one night, drunk, high on coke, and he started pistol whipping the guy. And the guy thought he was gonna fucking kill him because he had that reputation of being that nut. And the
yeah.
fucking guy picked up the fucking pistol or got the pistol away from Angelo, and Angelo took off running, and the fucking guy shot him right in the street in his back,
And killed him.
killed him.
Wow. Jesus. See, you got to be, that shit can get used against you at the same time. You know what I mean? And look at it. It's kind of the situation like, the guy Alpo there, Martinez or whatever, that one, the crack, the one they made the movie out of and shit like that. That
Yeah,
got out after doing all that time, and then that guy they wound up killing him in Harlem after that road rage incident or whatever.
yeah,
Probably the reason that guy got killed is because he was known as a killer in the street. When you have that reputation about it and you wind up getting into it with somebody, they get scared and they're gonna wind up trying to kill you first before you could do something to them because they don't know, you know. So that
yeah.
shit that shit could turn right around on you and you wind up becoming a victim just out of that the fear people have of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't underestimate anybody, and you want people to fear you, but you want them to fear you because you take care of business when you have to, not fear you because you're a bully.
Yeah, not because you're a fucking lunatic, right?
Yeah, or a bully, somebody who just does it, all the time for the heck of it and just makes, so many people afraid of him at one time. It's just not good to have all of those people. I mean, you can have people fear you and respect you because they know you're a serious guy. But then if you have some people terrified of you, they may make them do something that they don't want to do.
And that I would say that happens so often in the street, people don't realize it.
Yeah, and you know when you got when you know you're a serious guy and everybody respects you for it and everybody fears you for it, you know you walk around like fucking nothing could happen to you. But
You
meanwhile,
think
it
you're
very well
invincible.
can.
Yeah. Think you're invincible. That you let your guard down too. You know what I mean? Probably like that guy did.
Yeah.
I don't know got killed over it. Hey, what's up, Armand? What's up, Steve? How you guys doing tonight, man? Thanks for stopping by. Armand said he's listening. He's hanging out with the kids for right now for a little bit.
What's up, Steve?
Thanks for stopping by, brother. Hey, so listen, somebody sent me this clip. I don't know. Did you hear this shit? This fucking lunatic Edwin?
I heard something about it, but I didn't really hear it.
Oh, did you want to hear this shit? You got to hear this, man.
Yeah, go. You can put it on.
Hey, if you guys haven't heard this yet, apparently Uncle fucking Edwin is back with his greatest hits. I think I sent it over to Gunsmoke to check out to listen to because this guy's out of his mind. You guys got to hear this shit. I got to laugh out of it. Let me see if I can cue it up real quick because it's fucking funny. We'll listen to a second of it. But yeah, Edwin's fucking lost his goddamn mind. So apparently, I think that this video, I guess it's from earlier today, this morning at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, something on his show. I believe he's going at Carlos and Suge, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just guessing that's who it's about. But he's hard. What's that?
Well, he's probably going after Carlos and Suge because Carlos told him like basically fuck his mother in Spanish. And Puerto Rican people, when you say, certain things to them, they'll go nuts. They're not going to let you get away with that. And that's why he's so mad, Edwin.
Oh, that's what it's about? Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, War? What's up, Michael Maffa? How you guys doing? So Carlos told him to go fuck his mother in one of his rants, and this is his response video, basically?
Yeah, basically, called him a cabron, and, like the Italian people, their trigger word is gornudo. Gornudo.
Yeah, cuck, yeah.
Right, and, with Puerto Rican people, cabron is a serious fucking insult. With Mexican people, it's not. It's just it's just like something that they say amongst each other that has no real serious meaning to it.
Oh, okay, I got you. So this is fucking Uncle Edwin on his gangster shit. This is apparently his response, I guess, then to to fucking what Carlos told him. This is fucking crazy. Listen to this shit. Let me know if you can hear this. Here, actually, let me take this case off because I think the audio had trouble last time playing it. It was covering the speaker thing. Oh. Listen to this fucking maniac. This guy's out of his mind. Check this out.
You to curse my mother in my face. I want you to do it. I'm going to go up to you right in your face, and I am going to tell you, curse my mother now, motherfucker. Curse my mother now, motherfucker. You piece of shit. You scumbag.
Oh, shit.
I condemn you. I condemn you to the depths of burning hell. You are a bastard. That is what you are. Miss Angel Gotti is correct. They are no friends here on YouTube.
This guy's nuts.
Yeah, he's
Activate your favorite god.
Hold on. What are you saying, huh?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, he's nuts.
Yeah. He said fucking he turned into Silo, the Ripper, and Mickey all in one. He gave like a little clip from each of them. He gave the motherfucker, the scumbag, and the piece of shit all in one. That shit was fucking.
Yeah, he's got a little taste of flipping out and a lot of people giving him attention for it.
Yeah.
So now he's hooked on it. That's why he does these rants all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was telling. I was telling fucking Smoke and shit. He put him on the map and made him famous with the little Sunday sermons he was doing with his greatest hits or whatever. Yeah. And he got some attention from it, so he started really like playing up that role. And I don't know if you ever seen it before. I only seen clips of it, but I guess on that show, the Family Guy there, that cartoon they used to do, the the family dog turned gangster one day and was acting like he was a debt collector and he was threatening to beat everybody up to get his money and shit like that. And that's all I could that's all I could picture in my head and shit was like a cartoon character running around acting like a gangster, telling them he was gonna do this, he was gonna do that to them. This guy's fucking crazy. Let me see. I didn't even get to listen to the whole thing. I just heard a little bit. I'll play a little bit of it and see what else he says on here because this shit is too fucking funny. He's in his bag on this shit though.
And God will guide you. And activate your self-respect. Let no one manipulate you. Let no one tell you. Imagine you can't be friends with this one. You can't. Look what they tell Uncle Edwin. I cannot bless Jim Terry. Imagine that. You are telling me that if I feel like blessing Jim Terry, that I am not permitted to bless Jim Terry. No, I say go to hell. You go to hell. I will bless Jim Terry the times that I want to bless Jim Terry. No one is going to tell me who on YouTube, who to bless and who not to bless. Let me repeat it again. No one on YouTube is going to tell Uncle Edwin who Uncle Edwin can bless and not to bless.
What the fuck?
I tell you, go to hell.
Imagine this guy was your father or your grandfather, and you did something wrong, and you got to listen to him lecture you.
Oh my god, he goes on like a fucking 50-minute rant. You can't even get a word in and shit while he's fucking threatening everybody.
Yeah.
Oh,
you notice this guy, he only blesses the bad guys on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that's all about though. Is that like a fucking like a religious thing? Like he knows that they need the help and shit like that, so he blesses them because he knows they need it, or is that just like his way of fucking triggering people? Like I don't get it.
I don't know. I think the guy's full of shit.
Yeah, I just think he likes the fucking attention and knows that he's gonna get a response from people by blessing a bunch of scumbags on here.
Right. No? Everybody, yeah, blessing a bunch of scumbags, and like when he does these rants, the next time he does his show, people show up to see what he's gonna say in response to what other people said about it, and it stimulates his channel. Maybe even gets him some donations.
You think so?
Yeah,
probably, right?
Probably, yeah.
That's probably his way of people letting him know to fucking keep going with his fucking rants or whatever.
Right. He sees that he gets a lot of attention for doing these rants, and a lot of people talk about him, and it gives him content.
Yeah, it's definitely funny. I mean, I'll give him that. I find it fucking funny, watching him fucking lose his mind real quick. Catch a little bit of wreck off of it. I think the guy's
it's definitely it's funny. But look at the guy. This guy, like I said, he's always blessing bad people. I mean, he started out fucking blessing fucking MRE, knowing everything that he did.
That's true too, yeah. Yeah, and then he went over there with the fucking Ripper and fucking those scumbags and shit like that. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised by it, right?
No.
Yeah, I never really listened to him or paid so much attention to him before, but when he goes on these little rants and shit, I find it fucking entertaining. I got to admit, it is funny.
Yeah, because for a long time, he never did that. He was just blessing people and telling people not to curse and do this and do that. So now when he does it, it's like, well, shocking.
Yeah, like what the fuck happened? He took a turn for the worse.
Right.
He went from the fucking preacher to the fucking exorcist over there.
Yeah, and he did it, and he realized that it shocked everyone. So now he continues to do it.
Yeah, and I guess he's I guess he's just playing it up for the camera at this point. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, just to hear people say, "Fuck them, Edwin. Yeah, you're right, 100% right." Give him a fucking pat on his back.
Yeah. I could see people going in there and just gassing him up fucking just to get him to say the craziest shit they possibly can because he's probably feeding off of it.
Yeah, if you want to be fucking taken serious as a godly guy, you better sit down and fucking take a look at all the people that you're supporting on here.
Oh yeah, I mean the guy's been attached to every fucking scumbag in the community for the last 4 years now.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. I just find it funny that, like you said, the guy went from being this devout religious man that's trying to bring people to God and shit like that. Now he's talking about meeting people in person and smacking them in the face and hoping people go and do a bunch of prison time for saying something about his mother. But meanwhile, supposedly, Carlos wasn't even saying anything about his mother. He was talking about his wife or something. Maybe I don't know. I might be getting confused and shit. Somebody sent me a message saying that, unless I'm hearing it wrong.
yeah. I don't remember. I forgot exactly what he said. But it's definitely part of it was Carlos calling him a cabron,
Yeah,
which is a bad insult.
but
Obviously Carlos did it on purpose. He don't give a fuck if he likes it or not.
Oh no, of course, yeah.
If anyone else likes it or not, So.
Yeah, exactly. But I got to agree. I got to agree with Michael here. It is fucking funny listening to this guy just fucking lose his mind and talk this crazy shit. This old 80-year-old fucking man at 4:00 in the morning giving his sermons, and he's over here fucking sending people to meet Bubba, and now he's talking about running down on people and smacking them in the face and fucking talking shit.
I guess the only reason why I don't really find it so funny is because I know the guy is full of shit and he's not serious.
Well, that's why it's funny.
Yeah, to see somebody who's a real devout fucking godly person, right? And then, somebody says something to him and the guy flips out and starts saying, "I'll fucking bust a cap in your ass." I find that more funny.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I guess it could be taken kind of both ways. At one point, if you are religious and you do believe in that, it's hearing this guy talk about it's almost like insulting and shit, like he's full of shit. But then at the same time, it's like we know the guy's full of shit, so hearing him talk like this just proves it, and it's kind of just funny watching him lose his fucking mind talking crazy. But
yeah, I mean, listen, I can't say it's not funny, but I just don't find him funny.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I guess I just find some fucking humor in it because I know the guy's just out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean? I just picture somebody's grandfather that's confined to a fucking wheelchair talking about what he's gonna do to somebody and shit. He's not serious. He's just out of his fucking mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's pretty. I mean, I'm not taking him serious, obviously.
No, that's why I find him annoying because I don't take him serious. He's fucking nothing. That's his way of ingratiating himself to all these fucking scumbags by fucking acting like he's this godly person and saying prayers for them. He's full of shit.
Yeah, no, I get it. I want to just let me just listen to that front part. I'm not gonna listen to the rest. I don't think it's that funny. But this first 1 minute of it is just this shit to me is just hilarious, man. I'll play this one more time, and then we'll move on. If you people that just came in,
I want you to curse my mother in my face. I want you to do it. I'm gonna go up to you right in your face, and I am gonna tell you, curse my mother now, motherfucker. Curse my mother now, motherfucker.
Oh shit.
You piece of shit. You scumbag. I condemn you. I condemn you to the depths of burning hell. You are a bastard. That is what you are. This Angel Gotti is correct.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that little spiel right there is fucking hilarious, man. The guy's out of his fucking mind.
There he is. That's probably the real him.
Where?
No. I'm saying that's probably the real him, the way he's acting now.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I remember in the beginning. Yeah, exactly. He did the classic. He did the silo. He did the motherfucker, and then he did the you piece of shit that the fucking Ripper used to do. And then he did the scumbag from Mickey. So he embodied all three of their greatest little fucking hits and shit. You know what I mean? I condemn
Yeah.
you, you fucking bastard.
Yeah, he's looking to be, accepted and exactly what he's been getting, being treated like he's everybody's Uncle Edwin. He's a fucking phony.
Yeah, he's full of shit. Just like the whole fucking thing with MRE and all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, come
Yeah,
on, man. Calling him Uncle Edwin and all this. Get the fuck out of here. The guy's a fucking senile jerk off down there doing his sermons from fucking Montana Santa down there in fucking Puerto Rico and shit. Like he's whoever the fuck that apostle was on the mountain, giving it Mount Sinai over there or something. You know what I mean? Just he's full of
yeah.
fucking shit.
He tries to always be on the winning side. In his mind, he thinks these people are the winners because there's a lot of people afraid of them. He doesn't want to be the underdog.
Yeah, well, you see that a lot with the people in the community and shit. Whoever they think is, gaining momentum or on the winning side or whatever, they'll fucking switch up and wind up going over there. Just like the shit,
True.
all the people that disbanded from the fucking Ripper and fucking Chicago and all them and shit, they're all making their way into other people's chats now, popping up and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we've seen that for the last fucking 4 or 5 years now for the people that've been around long enough. Even if you've been here for the last 2 years, you've seen enough of it. You know what I'm saying? It's just. That's how life is, I guess, and it's no different on YouTube. People always want to be with the winning side, or be with the people they perceive as being on the winning side. They're followers. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Or on the side that talks about the people that they don't like.
Yeah, and that's just common, like human behavior since the dawn of man, basically. You know what I mean? It's like a survival fucking technique, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised by it, but I just find it. I guess I can understand why it's annoying. At the same time, the guy's full of shit. I just find it humorous because you got a crazy old guy that comes on here. There's 3 people in the fucking chat at 4 o'clock in the morning, and he fucking wakes up, and that's the first thing he's doing when he wakes up in the morning. But then he talks about giving people life advice and finding God and Jesus and all that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's human nature.
Yeah. He's just a fucking trip. I want to know because this is honest to God's truth. I've never fucking watched one of his shows. I know the name of his channel, but I've never clicked on his shit to watch any of it. I want to know because I got the audio. I want to know if he's in the fucking suit, like on camera doing this shit.
Oh, I don't know. I've never watched the shows either.
Does anybody in the chat know? Because if that's true, I want to see that shit. Is he like on an avatar when he wakes up, or he's in like the 3-piece suit at fucking 5 a.m, fucking talking this gangster shit while he's dressed up like fucking Al Capone? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I think it is. You know how everybody would say before when he's dressed up in the fucking suits and shit like that at like 2 o'clock in the all times of the day, he would be dressed to the nines, And it's like, did he put that fucking suit on to come on YouTube? And then I was thinking about it, right? And I'm wondering if he's like playing one of these like gangster characters, like from like the 50s, that's dressed up in like the fucking 5-piece suit and shit like that. And he comes on here just to talk his shit, like he's perceived like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to see him put on a fedora.
That's what I'm saying. He might have some like gators on or something with a cane and shit. Who the fuck knows? Like a whole pimp or something. The guy's out of his fucking. The guy, my bad.
I think somebody had said that he's a used car salesman.
I did hear that. Yeah, somebody said he sold cars. He either used to sell cars or he trains people on how to sell cars. Some shit like that. I don't know exactly, fucking. But I could see him. Doing that for sure. But the guy's what? He's got to be like fucking 80, no?
Yeah, imagine fucking having to listen to him teach you how to fucking sell a car.
He probably puts Bibles in everybody's glove compartments and shit to fucking seal the deal down there. Who the fuck knows?
People may buy cars from him just to hear him shut up.
Yeah, just to get him to shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I just found that shit to be fucking funny. But like you said, he probably he hasn't been getting that much attention lately and shit. He went on his little rant so people could play his clips like we just did or whatever and get his rocks off. That's what I think. Flow tonight, huh? I don't know what the hell's going on. There's not that many people in here. Usually there's more people. Maybe there's a bunch of people on tonight. I'm not too sure, but
sometimes it bees that way, you know, like Gunsmoke says, people want to hear they like red meat, you know.
Oh yeah, is that what's going on right now? I didn't look to see if
I don't
anybody.
know. I don't know.
It is Saturday night too though, so people probably out doing shit too. Is what it is
Yeah,
though. But hey, listen. Oh god.
No, I would think like the people that listen to us have lives, you know.
Yeah, so they're probably out doing shit. Yeah. So I sent you a link earlier. I stumbled upon this fucking new channel on YouTube that popped up in my feed called Tweaker Geographics. You get a chance to look at that shit?
Yeah, it's funny.
Hey, have you guys in the chat ever heard of the Tweaker Geographic channel? I'm gonna put some of this. You want to watch some of this shit? It's too fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, you can put on a couple.
Yeah, I want everybody to check this out. If you guys can, check out this channel. There's two of them that do this. It's called Tweaker Geographic, and then there's another channel called Slap Doctor. I think it's Slap Doctor 707, and he puts up these clips too. And this shit to me is this is hilarious right here. You got to check this shit out. Let me find a good one. I was dying, man. I don't even know how this popped up into my feed, but I thanked them for it because I was watching this earlier today, fucking having some laughs about it. I thought it was fucking hilarious. So they basically, these are real too, by the way. These aren't any like AI generated clips. This is like real shit that people find on the internet. And then this guy does these I guess voiceovers like the guy from National Geographic used to do in that like Australian or British accent. And he calls them Tweaker Geographics. And the way that he does it is fucking hilarious, man. I wanted to find the one with the fucking alligator. Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I got it right here. This is it,
It sounds like a fucking A&E documentary.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we encounter the Florida highway tweaker, a man who sees an active highway and an apex predator and thinks, yeah, I can fix this. As cars and semis rocket past him at lethal speed, repeatedly denying fate, he approaches the gator with the confidence of someone who has never learned a lesson.
This is great.
Using advanced techniques such as aggressive hand motions, incoherent yelling, and pure chemical optimism, the tweaker attempts to assert dominance. The gator thinks otherwise.
Oh, shit.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we encounter
the gator grabs this dumb son of a bitch by the fucking leg and basically gnaws his fucking leg off and rolls him in the street. What a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, he tried to pull one of those alligator trainer moves in.
Yeah, he thought he was fucking Steve Irwin over there, the fucking the gator handler or something. Like, this shit is fucking funny. Have you guys ever seen this in the chat? I just stumbled upon it, so I didn't get to watch that many. So we're kind of watching them together right now. But this shit is fucking great. I was watching a few. There's another one. There's called something like the gas station chiropractor. I'm trying to see if I can find that one because that shit was fucking funny too. I want to see if I can pull that one up. Let me see. This one says Tweaker mating season. I don't know what this one is. Let me see what this is.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, it is peak male tweaker mating season. A tweaker begins a bold mating call. The signal is successful. Almost immediately, a second male tweaker enters the frame, answering the call without hesitation. The ritual has started. With his duty fulfilled, the first tweaker has already left, leaving behind his chosen mate. Moments later, the second tweaker, standing alone, pants at his ankles, a clear sign that the ritual worked, just not in the way anyone expected. In tweaker mating season, completion does not guarantee dignity. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic,
like, whoever came up with this shit that does like the voiceovers and the audio, to me is fucking hilarious, man. If you've ever watched like the real National Geographic's videos they do,
yeah,
I find that shit to be fucking hilarious. I don't know who came up with it, but it's funny as hell. I think the Slap Doctor guy's got better ones though. Let me see. He's got the other ones that were funnier than that guy did. Let me see. I was getting a kick out of this shit earlier.
Yeah, I saw one from that guy, some tweaker. You know, like how when they do fentanyl, they stay bent over.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess this woman was bent over so much of her life that she can't stand up straight anymore.
Oh, she had like a permanent hunchback, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too. There was one, oh, this is it right here. The guy was talking about. Let me see. This is called the watering hole right here.
This episode of Tweaker Geographic,
Hold on, let me start this over. Hold
the
on.
tweaker has located an active water source.
You see him?
Researchers believe it has
Yeah.
not seen fresh water in weeks. Its bent-over position creates a sense of dominance over the area. It must guard it with its life. On this episode of Tweaker Geographic,
Who the fuck
the
does
tweaker has located an active water
his
source.
ass with the fucking
Researchers
fire?
believe it has not
He's
seen
cleaning
fresh
his
water
asshole.
in weeks.
Yeah, he's fucking washing his ass. You think that's what pizza does?
I don't know, but I'm sure he doesn't get to do it every day.
Oh my god. Somebody had a question right here. What does this say? Where does Edwin find the time to go on YouTube? But they chasing around with their torches? I don't listen. I don't fucking know. Apparently, he comes on at like the crack ass at dawn in the morning at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not up to see that shit. But somebody sends me shit like that, so it's pretty funny.
Maybe he does it before he's gonna go to work.
Yeah, it's probably how he like gasses himself up to go sell cars or something like that. He gets fucking, you know what I mean? Let me see what this one is. This one right here says this is fitness goals. I don't know.
Man, what you doing out here, man? Man, they told me you out here, man. What you doing out here?
Ain't nothing. Get off the runway, big dog.
The runway?
Get off the runway. I told you, big dog.
Man, why you got a fan on your back?
Listen, I'm getting ready to take flight. Then I tell you I was gonna take flight for real. 747. 747. I'm finna go. I'm going up there, big dog.
You going up there?
Goddamn show here. I'm finna take flight. Yeah.
What you mean? You gonna take flight, man?
I'm going to see Scott. I'm going up there. 747. I told you I was going. You want to go with me? Get on my back. I can.
Man, you got a fan on your back, man.
Ain't no goddamn fan. This is my motor. I'm going to take flight, big dog. Now watch out.
Man, why you out here in the street with this fan, man?
You on the runway, big dog.
Man, it's 4 in the morning, man. Man, what you doing out here?
You hear this dude? He thinks he's the human drone.
Yeah, he's fucking gonna take flight. He said.
Yeah, yeah. He's got the shit on his back like he's a fucking human drone. He said he's on the runway. I'm a 747, big dog. What the
He's
fuck?
like, you want to come with me? Just jump on my back.
yeah, you heard that, right?
Yeah.
There was one on here. I'm trying to find it. It was called, oh, this is it right here. I think this is the one, the gas station chiropractor. Let me see if this is it.
Today on Tweaker Geographic, two members of the species engage in cooperative care. One exhibits spinal failure. The other assumes the role of chiropractor. Training is absent. Confidence is not. The patient is lifted and briefly warned. The treatment concludes without verification of success.
Well,
Today on Tweaker.
What the fuck was that all about?
He was giving him a back alignment or some shit like that. I have no fucking idea.
What's that one with the guy? The guy's got his head in the fucking garbage pail.
Let me see. Hold on. Which one was it?
You got to go back.
Oh, here. This one's fucking crazy. Look at this.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
guy. Look at this.
God.
Boy, he back at it again, man. Mr. Lean with it, rock with it, man.
Oh, he's bent
What
over.
the hell?
Huh?
He's bent over the opposite way.
Yo, could you imagine fucking coming out of whatever fucking high you got? You know what type of back problems this motherfucker had? He got like whatever scoliosis now from the fucking Fetty. Look at this shit. How the fuck he's sitting? Look at this shit.
What in the heaven? What in the world, man? I ain't never in my life seen nothing like this, man, until a few days ago, man. I caught him again, man. Back here just hanging out, man. Literally hanging the fuck out, man. You ever seen somebody like this, man? You ever seen this shit in your life?
How the fuck? Could you imagine what that poor bastard feels like when he snaps out of that shit?
Jesus.
That's fucking crazy. Have you guys in the chat ever seen these shows before? Because this shit is too fucking funny, man. What's up,
I think he was reaching for a cigarette.
We seen somebody on here do that before.
Yeah.
There's one fucking dude. He built the crackhead fucking White House out of cardboard boxes and shit on the corner of the block. I just saw it pop up and now I can't find it, man. I wanted to show this one. It was ingenious, I gotta tell you. Now it's not popping up. What the fuck? Oh, which one are you talking about? The guy that came out of the dumpster?
Well, some guy had his head in the dumpster. There he is in the garbage pail.
Oh, this one? I didn't see it. It's the dumpster looter. Let me see.
I've never seen it either. It looked interesting.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, what began as a frantic search for his Tweaker vitamins ended in complete system failure. Mid-forage, the subject fell asleep headfirst inside the trash can, arms buried like the answer was just one wrapper away. This condition is known as forage fatigue, when the body shuts down before the mission is completed. Standing upright, dreaming intensely, no vitamins were found. On this episode of Tweaker,
that's the one with the White House. Oh, this is it right here. This one. Look at this cat.
In the urban landscape, the Tweaker White House appears, a cardboard citadel of defiant sovereignty.
See the dude?
Tweaker minions patrol outside, keeping potential intruders out and its leader protected.
He built the whole fucking cardboard White House. You see the dude coming out of the door. Look at this shit. Watch.
Urban landscape, the Tweaker White House appears,
right here.
A cardboard citadel of defiant sovereignty. Tweaker minions patrol outside, keeping potential intruders out and its leader protected.
What the fucking? Where the hell is that?
Some of these people have unique skills, but they're just so far gone.
I know. I don't know. I don't know what these videos are compiled from, like all over the place. It's not Kensington. I think a lot of these are out in like California, because there's a lot of palm trees and shit like that are in some of these videos. I think they just scour the internet and find them, and then somebody does like the voiceover, like Steve Irwin or the guy from National Geographic's that like British voice or whatever, just to make it sound funny and shit.
Imagine a fucking cop pulling up and that guy's fucking sleeping with his head in the garbage pail.
Or the other guy doing the fucking lean with it, rock with it, where he's stuck like that.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too, because somebody said it before, like, I don't know what the fuck it is, but for some reason they can always maintain their balance. The fiends never fall over. Like they're fucking, it's like their feet are screwed into the floor with like 6-inch lag bolts.
Well, I'd have to disagree with that. I saw a couple people on YouTube fall over.
Well, for the most part, yeah.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah. But for the most part, these motherfuckers, they can bend over in half, do these contortionist things, and they never hit the ground for some reason. It's like they got perfect fucking balance. I don't know how. It's wild, man. What is the reason for that, though? Does anybody know? Because I don't know how the fuck they do it. I swear.
I have no clue.
Me either.
I don't even know what they're feeling when it happens.
They're fucking overdosing. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, there was one dude that had a whole car that he like built and put together. I was trying to find it. It was.
Hey, wait a second. Stop.
Huh?
Go back up a little bit.
Up a little.
All the way to the right. Oh no, I think you went up too far.
Uh-huh.
All the way to the right. Take a look at this fucking the guy. Okay, keep going. Keep going. That one right there. All the way to the right. It says hole.
Yeah.
That guy looks familiar.
Everybody in town knows this one guy. Yeah.
In the heart of the urban wilderness.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on. My bad. This guy familiar? I think we know him. We might know him. Let me see.
Yeah.
It said hole, right? Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Everybody in town knows this one guy. Yeah, you already know who I'm talking about. He's always outside, talking to people one by one, leaning in close, handing things over real quick. Nothing loud, nothing obvious, just enough to be noticed. You don't ask questions, you don't need to. When he's not around town, he's at home on the couch, completely high, watching TV like time stopped hours ago. The TV isn't even on something specific, just noise, just light. He still lives with his mom. Same house, same room, same routine. She asks where he's going. He says, out. That's the whole conversation. When you hang out with him, he talks slow, laughs at nothing, and forgets what he was saying halfway through. Sometimes he just stares, like he's waiting for something to happen, or already knows it will. He owns one car. It's falling apart. Every warning light is on. The windows don't roll down right. The engine makes noises it shouldn't. But you still see him driving around town, rolling slowly, looking for someone, or waiting for someone to find him. The police definitely know who he is. Everybody in town knows this one guy. Yeah.
What the? All I gotta say is what the?
What the? That shit is the best. That Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that shit after I was telling you about it?
No, not yet.
Oh my god, that guy's a fucking character, man. You guys in the chat watch that? You ever seen that Jesse Lee Peterson guy? He does them interviews and shit. That guy fucking cracks me up, man. That was kind of like that dude right there was like 3 people in one that we know on here. It was like a montage of fucking 3 different fucking crackheads. But yeah, if you guys haven't, the channel's called Slap Doctor 707. It's called Tweaker Geographic. If you want to check it out on YouTube, they got like hundreds of videos in here. They're pretty funny. They're not all, they're not all as funny as the other ones, but there's some good ones on here though.
Look at that one. That guy looks like Chicago Muscle.
Oh, this guy right here?
Yeah.
Every city has that one famous homeless guy that everyone recognizes instantly. Everyone knows his name, everyone has a story about him, and everyone pretends they don't know him until they see him. You smell him before you see him. It's a mix of old clothes, cigarettes, and the street itself. But somehow, it's familiar. You notice when he's not in his usual spot. You glance there without thinking, just to check. He's always asking for money, but he never asks the same way twice. Sometimes it's a joke, sometimes it's a story. Sometimes he just looks at you like you already decided. He talks to everyone, tourists, workers,
it's almost
cops,
like they're
kids.
from our community.
I know, that's the funniest part, that this kid right here, the Slap Doctor, I think he does, like the ones that aren't in that British voice or whatever, I think this is him like typing the shit in the AI to talk or whatever. Like he puts the clips together.
Right.
Because he has different ones than that Tweaker Geographic channel does. Like he has his own little spins he does on them. So I want to say that they're fucking his, but I don't know for sure. But he's got 100,000 subscribers, man. The channel blew up. When I first seen this, I seen it maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and I swear he only had like 30,000, and then it popped up again, and he's got over 100 now. So he's catching ground with the channel that he's got. He's putting out these clips and shit like that. So people definitely tuning in. Look at this fucking lunatic.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we encounter the Renaissance fiddler Tweaker. Perched atop fences and power lines, he plays his music. Snot spills from his nose in time with the music. Each note drags the Renaissance closer to the present, and we suffer for it. Researchers believe this is some type of dark tweaker magic. These Renaissance fiddler tweakers are known to drop rare loot. On this episode...
What the
fuck?
The best one is still to do with the alligator so far that got bit by the fucking gator.
Yeah.
The guy's out of his fucking mind.
What's that one with the lady dancing?
Where?
All the way to the left, right there. Says, what happened to Cinderella?
Let me see.
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, we encounter a truly bewildering sidewalk specimen. Dressed in what experts can only describe as a confused blend of thrift store clearance and absolute confidence.
What the fuck?
Armed with a ribboned stick of unknown origin, the subject performs spins, twirls, and skips as if summoned by music no one else can hear. Researchers believe this display may be part of a mating ritual or an open audition for Tweaker's Got Talent. On this episode...
What the fuck?
Oh shit, this cat's...
On this episode of Tweaker Geographic, it's a bird, it's a plane, no, It's a wild tweaker.
In the fucking trap.
Already 30 feet in the air, he has evolved beyond sidewalks and into public infrastructure. The stoplight becomes his nest. From above, he challenges gravity and authority. Below, police deploy a massive inflatable cushion. Commands are issued and instantly ignored. With diplomacy extinct, officers deploy the Tweaker tranquilizer. The subject believes he can fly. Gravity disagrees. The cushion catches him, and the ecosystem is restored.
That dude would have wound up in the fucking hospital with broken arms and legs for sure. I'm waiting until I see one of Pinky on here.
Well, you probably just got to go to his channel.
Oh man, these people are fucking nuts. Yeah, the voice is gold, isn't it? That's what makes the whole thing fucking so funny, man. Whoever put this shit together, I don't know how they must have some. I want to find out what program they have. They're using that shit with. To like get the voice to say, you know, to sound just like that guy. It's got to be one of these apps or something you can get, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what it is. He says that shit too. How you see that right there, Trim Master? He watches that shit. The Jesse Lee shit. He always says that when somebody gives him a dumbass, he'll ask him a question, and they'll give him a dumbass answer, and he'll go, "Amazing." He just
well,
says,
you know, when you choose an AI voice, you can choose one with that accent.
yeah, but that's the exact fucking sound from the guy from National Geographic. It's like identical. That's
Yeah,
not
they
true.
probably.
They probably have it like preload. Oh, you're saying like they got it like preloaded or something on the app?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it probably is then. What's up, Honey Bee? I don't think I've seen you before. How you doing? If everybody hasn't already, I forgot to do my little opening spiel there. If you guys can, if you're enjoying the content and the video, if you guys can hit that like button, I appreciate it. If anybody wants to help support the channel and donate, we got the info at the bottom of the ticker there. I appreciate it. And somebody sent over a Cash App. I want to say thank you very much. They asked to be anonymous. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Gravity disagrees. Yeah, that was fucking great, right?
Yeah, I'd like to know where Falco the Dragon's been.
Oh, Falco? Yeah, I haven't seen them.
I haven't seen Falco the Dragon in a while.
No, not in probably like a couple of months, right? They usually popped over in that smokes and shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on earlier. I said, "What's up?" I was eating dinner with the wife, and then I fucking laid down for a second. I was charging my phone. I fell asleep and woke up at like 9:30, 9:40. I was like, I don't know what the hell happened. I just passed out. But I didn't know if I told you how. So my godson, he decided that he wants to learn how to play ice hockey. So we got his first ice skating lesson tomorrow. So I got to go and pick up a pair of skates because I don't have any anymore. I gotta try to find some somewhere, and I'm gonna go teach him how to start ice skating tomorrow. So I'm actually looking forward to that. I got to do that tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, don't let us find out like that you broke your leg or something.
Yeah. Well, if you don't see me on here for a while and shit, I might be laid up. Fucking, I broke my tailbone or something.
Yeah. You'll look like that photo Eric Force had of the Stone Sailor.
Yeah. Right. That shit was funny too. Did you see that dude? He was trying to walk. He was on a live stream and shit, and he was walking, but you could tell he had a fucking the walker in his hands.
Yeah, like that little wobble.
Yeah. At one point, I wish I had the clip. I will fucking play it. Actually, do I have that shit? I think somebody sent it to me. I gotta find out what it was on. But at one point in the video, every time he took the 3 steps forward, he stopped and he like looked down, but his camera moved at one point, and you could see his arm was like angled like 45 degrees forward, like he was holding on to the fucking walker. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that motherfucker. You stop fronting, man. Like how we said before, man. Put the fucking camera back. Do a little jumping jack or like one burpee or something. That'll impress us. Not fucking 3 little baby steps like a gimp. Get the fuck out of here. That guy's an asshole. He's another one that's been involved with every scumbag on this fucking genre and shit. The fucking scumbag.
The guy actually sent stuff to fucking Eric Force's prosecutor trying to get this guy jammed up.
Oh, that's been confirmed that he was the one pretending to be Smoke.
I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there's other stuff that he has sent. He's admitted to sending to the prosecutor.
Oh my God. Well, I said this before because I think I went on the show that time when I had first heard that somebody was pretending to be a smoke or whatever, sending them like, I think they were sending them like videos or some shit like that. Oh yeah.
Right.
I'll get to that in a second, Trim Master. Yeah, I could tell you watch him too, man. He's a fucking character. But yeah, these guys don't realize like he committed like 5 different felonies by fucking doing that shit. First of all, he pretended to be somebody else, so that's impersonating somebody, and that's committing perjury because he's saying that he's somebody else and giving somebody else evidence that's in an ongoing investigation, which is also fucking obstruction of justice, falsifying fucking records, and a whole bunch of other shit. And then on top of that, he was talking about calling the girl up on the phone and telling her what she needs to do and, you know, what to file and shit to press over. So then he's trying to intimidate a fucking witness during an ongoing investigation. I mean,
Yep.
you want to talk about fucking stupid, that about takes the cake if you ask me. I couldn't believe that guy was that dumb. And this is supposedly somebody that was in fucking, you know, some capacity of law enforcement. He had a badge as a correctional officer, at least, you know. If you're a CO for the feds or whatever, are you considered you're on the government dole, right? Like you're a government employee?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I mean, the guy should basically, you would think that he would fucking know better.
But he's also a veteran, so.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. I don't know if it's all that weed he smokes or if he's on fucking medication that's fucking up his brain or whatever, but it's obviously got his fucking thought process all fucked up if he thought that was a good idea. He's gonna wind up getting himself into some shit. Well, he already has.
Well, a lot of people think they can say and do whatever the fuck they want on here.
Yeah, they do. It's a fucking disease and it spreads on here too.
Yeah, and because people don't, you know, are lazy to like go through with reporting them, they get away with it.
Yep. Well, that's you know, because certain people don't want anything to do with shit, and they wind up just letting certain things slide or whatever. So fucking, they don't do that. But I'm sure, you know, a whole bunch of other people could have got prosecuted and brought up on shit that they were involved with too behind the scenes. They just luckily didn't do it to the right.
Oh, that's what he said. Stone Sailor said he sent the video of Eric to the prosecutor.
Oh, he admitted that on audio?
Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking stupid. Who the fuck does that? What a fucking asshole. That's why I'm telling you, man. I think the guy fucking is high and shit. He's letting that fucking weed or the pills that he's on for his legs and shit, whatever the fuck he's on, get to his head. You know what I mean? That's what the dude says too. Trim Master watches Jesse Lee Peterson because he says that shit too. That's on thing right here, Beta. Anytime, you know, he's doing one of these interviews and he's asking a guy a question about, you know, his stance on like life or, you know, how he reacts and shit, and he's making fun of the guy, he'll be like, Beta, basically calling him a beta male. But the way he says it, bro, is just so fucking funny. He's a character, man. Stevie B. Yeah, he just turned 3 like a couple of months ago. He's like 3.5. But listen, this is no exaggeration. Check this out. So for his first birthday, we got him this like electric like dirt bike thing or whatever. And we knew he wasn't going to be able to ride it probably till he was like 3 or 4 or whatever, but we got it. My wife wanted to get it for him and shit because the parents, they're all into like, you know, dirt bikes. They got a whole dirt bike track at their house, like with jumps and all that shit. So anyways, we got him this other thing too. It's called like a glider bike and shit like that. It's like this rocking horse type thing, but it's like a bicycle and it's to like teach kids balance and shit like that. So it's like it looks like a bike, but instead of having pedals, you use your feet to like go on the ground, and it teaches the kids balance. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he started doing that when he was like maybe 18 months, 2 years tops. They go over the summertime, right, to one of their friends' house for a party because they have a big friend group and shit. They're all around the same age, and they all have kids. I'm not even exaggerating. There's probably like 30 of them that all grew up together, that have all been friends since they've been in like elementary school. They all had like kids around the same age. They're all between, you know, like 2 and 5 or 6 right now. And anytime there's a party, anything, they all get together and there's fucking 100 of them and shit, right? And they all got 2, 3 kids. It's crazy, man. Anyways, they go over to this fucking party and shit, right? This kid's never had a regular bicycle before in his life with training wheels, bicycle, nothing. He's only had the little glider thing that teaches them balance, and then the little like remote control bike thing that we got for him that you can control yourself on, like a wireless remote or like your phone or whatever. Bro, they go to the party. All the kids are over there with little fucking bicycles with training wheels and shit like that. The kid goes and picks up a regular bicycle, like a little BMX bike, and starts riding the fucking thing around, showing off to everybody at the fucking party. Never rode a bicycle before in his life. He just turned 3.
Wow.
Yeah, I got video. I'm not gonna show them on here, but I'll show it to you. They went. My brother-in-law's got a huge property, and he took one of the excavators that they have, and they built a bunch of jumps on the side of the house. And the kid's over there with the fucking electric bike hitting fucking jumps and shit like that with his little helmet on, falling on the ground, not even, you know, laughing about it and keep going. The kid's gonna be some type of I don't know, athlete or fucking professional dirt bike rider or something, man. The kid's fearless.
So now he wants to play hockey?
Yeah, well, so last year we got him playing soccer, but he didn't really like soccer. He was more entertained by playing in the puddles and shit when it rained and fucking around than playing soccer. So the parents asked him, you know, what other sports he would be interested in probably playing, and he said he wanted to learn how to play hockey because I think my wife told him that I grew up playing or whatever, and I guess he heard that, so he was like, oh, I want to do that, I want to play that. So they showed him some videos online, and he's like, yeah, I want to do that. So he's got his first practice tomorrow. So I gotta go and find a pair of skates. I'm gonna have to buy a pair of skates or something so I can go out.
I bet you he learns how to skate without you holding him on the first lesson.
I'll be honest with you. I think he can too. The way that I seen him pick up that bike and do that shit, I was impressed. I couldn't believe it. And the funniest thing is that the kid was showing off because he just picked up the bike and started riding it around, fucking laughing and shit like that, because he knew nobody else could do it. It was impressive, man. I got to tell you, I was impressed. So, tomorrow,
yeah, he's probably one of those special kids. Like you said, he's going to be some type of fucking, you know, athlete, like in BMX or something, you know, shit like that.
Oh, yeah, no, he definitely is, man. And he has no fear, too. He'll climb up on the back of the couch, you know, and jump off that shit onto the ground like it's nothing. He doesn't care about any of that shit. So, either that or he's going to wind up breaking his arm or his leg probably soon and shit like that and learn his lesson. I don't know. You know, because that happens, too. There's always that one kid that always winds up in the hospital like a broken leg or broken arm every fucking other week because he's out of his mind.
Yep.
So, Honey Bee Camper Mono, what the fuck is that? What are you talking about?
Camp Romano.
What is Honey Bee talking about? Something oh yeah, fuck training wheels, yeah. Yeah, that's what it is, Honey Bee, yeah. A balance bike. It's called a glider. That's what we got. Yeah, we got him one of those gliders when he was 1. He used to sit on it, and that's how we learned how to ride a bike without even ever being on a bike. Yeah. Yep, the same thing. It's called a glider bike. Yeah, that's it. Hey, Howie, can you give me 1 second? I gotta just grab a drink real quick.
No.
Motherfucker. I'll be right back. My throat's fucking. Let me grab a drink real quick.
Oh, you did, Steve? I'll have to check it out. I'm not on Instagram all the time, so please don't be offended that I didn't see it yet. Yeah, I'll check it out, Steve. But yeah, so I tell you, it's been pretty quiet around the YouTube community without the fucking Ripper around anymore. Maybe he needs to come back, so this way we got somebody to abuse. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be back one day.
Hey, sorry about that. What are you talking about?
No, I was saying like it's been quiet without the Ripper. We need him to come back so we got somebody to abuse.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? I got a feeling eventually he'll probably fucking wind up popping back up, God forbid.
Yeah, and the first thing he'll say is, yeah, you people couldn't keep my name out of your mouth.
Yeah. You already know that. Well, you know he's watching, so at least hit the like button, Ripper, motherfucker. I was wondering that too, like a lot of the people that are doing content and shit like that were going after this dude and doing stuff to fill in shows and shit. I guess I'm kind of missing that fucking scumbag now, you know? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly he hasn't been around. It's been at least what's today's date? Fucking the 10th, 11th, something like that?
2 weeks now, right?
Yeah, at least 2 weeks, a good 2 weeks, yeah. Before Christmas, I would say, right? Like, I think Christmas Eve was the last time he was around.
Yeah, it must have been something pretty serious.
Yeah, I think so. Well, there was something that I came across too. Fucking Chicago put up some community post, and I guess he had made some comment about law enforcement. Like once it got personal or something, or law enforcement got involved, that's when he has to step to the side.
Right.
So you know that was basically a nod to fucking something was going on with the Ripper and the fucking police. That's how I took it, anyways. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, right. Like, so he made that comment after Ripper was gone, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple
So
days later,
yeah. So he did a Freudian slip.
That's how I took it. That's what I believe. And I know a couple other people, touched up on it and mentioned it too, but they thought it was the same thing. The women's community? What are you talking about?
Yeah, he may have been like charged with like fucking harassment, and part of his like bail stipulation was that he can't come on the internet.
Yeah, well, there's some stuff that's going on that obviously people can't talk about or whatever. But I'm pretty sure that that bullshit about him, whatever the fuck. Lila was on Mickey's the other night on their return show, and was saying that he got a fucking job and he's been traveling around. He got a contract or something, and he's traveling around the state of Florida for the next couple of months working. Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit.
Yeah. So he doesn't have access to a computer?
Yeah.
He's got his cell phone.
Yeah, when did that ever stop the fucking Ripper before?
Yeah,
he was working that whole fucking time doing shit. The fuck out of here.
He's been fucking out to dinner with his fucking wife and friends, and he'll walk out of the restaurant and go on his cell phone just to be on the live.
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't fucking help himself. He'd be fucking live streaming, disrupting dinners. They'd be out on dates. He'd be fucking talking shit in the streets. So you think that work was gonna fucking stop the guy? And then what's he gonna do without his EBT card and his fucking his food man? And I just need food man. I guess he's gonna lose that shit because he's working. I don't think so. Bullshit. The women's community, oh yeah, he was under another name for a while. Yeah, Donnie Brasco or something. Yeah, I don't know who the women's community is that you're talking about, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think he tried popping in here when we first started coming on, if I remember correctly, but I think he got gassed immediately. Yeah, I know who you're talking about, David. Yeah. Yep. And thank you to the person that just sent over that PayPal. Thank you very much. Somebody was telling me they were having trouble with the PayPal thing, but I don't know. I've gotten one or two from other people and they haven't had an issue, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. But thank you to the person that just sent that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and if people want to send me any type of information, you can email me at howiecw1@gmail.com.
Yeah, let me put it in here. I'll put your contact info if anyone.
Wow, this is the first time we've had less than 100 people.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on tonight, but people are probably doing stuff. It's a little bit slow. Other people around, I'm not exactly sure, man. So
What?
1 second. It's howiecw1@gmail.com, correct, Al?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna put this in the chat for anybody. If you guys need to reach out or have any questions or want to send Howie anything, there's his email right there in the chat. I'll put it on a community post for you too if you want.
Yeah.
On the channel to let everybody know, because some people want to reach out and send you stuff and have questions, so that'll make it easier too.
Yeah, maybe they got some information they want to say.
Yep. Exactly. Did you ever see the video of the crackhead that fucking is at McDonald's with the possum on the fucking leash?
Oh yeah. I saw that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
possums are ugly motherfuckers.
Yeah. He thought it was a fucking dog though. That was the fucking funniest shit ever. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it. If people
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he had a whole channel at one point. He got like famous from that fucking video actually. People like reaching out and wanted him to like come on and talk about it and shit like that. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen this before, this is this crackhead that found a dog on the street, and he was showing everybody at the McDonald's the dog that he just picked up. Check this shit out. Can you see it up there?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, hold on. This shit right here is fucking hilarious.
That's a pick blue. I got this from the pet store there in Atlanta.
Yeah.
At 5 points.
Yeah,
I bought it for $50. They said it's the last one they had, and they said it was a registered pickle. They said it was a miniature. They don't get no bigger than that.
Man,
That's why his tail was bald.
where you find the possum at?
They come like that.
So this fucking lunatic, if you guys can't hear him, he's saying that he went down to a pet store in Atlanta and paid $50 to get this last dog. It's some type of special miniature breed that they got. It was the last one they had at the store. And he's so fucked up, he doesn't realize that it's really a fucking possum. It is.
It don't really look like that, but
Man, how you get that possum on tail like that?
huh?
How you get how you get that possum tied up on the tail like that?
Got that on tail and he wrapped his on tail around it.
Oh shit!
Possum wrapped tail around it.
Yeah.
If you ain't careful, he'll climb his tail and bite that ass. You hear me? I ain't bullshit.
I
That's
thought he bought it from a pet store.
Yeah. He said he bought the last dog that they had there at the pet store for $50. It's a special miniature breed. He's not sure what it was, but it's got a special tail. And the fucking dude that's recording him is asking him how the fuck he got the leash wrapped around he's got the possum wrapped around a knot wrapped around the tail. That's how he's walking the thing around. And the guy said that fucking he didn't do that. The possum wrapped itself around the fucking leash.
Yeah, that's what these people on YouTube do. That's how they get caught in lies.
Yeah. If you zoom in, you can see the shits. He's got a tight ass knot tied around like halfway up the fucking tail and shit like that. It's crazy. Listen, like
it's pretty dog. I'm gonna get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it a bath, let them groom it and give it his haircut and everything like that. You know, it really looks nice once it gets it's grooming and all that.
Yeah,
It's a damn good deal. Ain't it?
like he
Yeah,
gives
and
a fuck if the fucking thing is clean or not.
Yeah. Well, he's telling the guy's asking him what type of fucking dog it is. He's fucking with him, and the guy says he's not really sure, but he says once he gets him a grooming and he gets his hair cut and cleaned up and shit, you'll see how good looking the fucking dog is. That's what he's telling the guy.
These possums, their favorite food is Big Mac.
What?
Big Mac. That's why we come to McDonald's, because they want a Big Mac.
You want a Big Mac?
And y'all know what I'm about to do right now? Look,
I bet you get close that possum, tear your ass up.
Somebody help me get a Big Mac. I need a Big Mac. For my doggone.
Get that man a Big Mac, man.
Me and my dog need a Big Mac.
He wants to feed his dog a Big Mac.
Come on, hey. I heard
This guy.
you, folks. Good one. Ever?
Yeah, he.
Y'all help me get a Big Mac for my dog?
Right, you gonna help me get that man a Big Mac, man. Somebody get that man a Big Mac, man.
You got a fucking possum tied to a rope.
We got
That's what you goddamn phone do.
That shit is fucking crazy.
If that possum gets hungry, he's gonna fucking bite his ass.
Oh, there's another clip I seen on there. Somebody else did an interview with him. I haven't been able to find it, but he was talking about the people were like kind of getting close to the dog. He's like, you ain't gonna want to pet that thing. That thing's gonna tear your ass up. And then he showed him the possum fucking attacked him. It fucking ripped his arm all up and shit like that and went after him.
Oh shit! This fucking guy probably got rabies.
Oh my god, probably. Well, I think. Actually, I'm not sure. I think possums are one of the only animals that can't get rabies.
Yeah, you ever see those fucking those like fucking Tasmanian devils? They fucking attack the snakes and their venom doesn't fucking kill them.
Oh, you're talking about the honey badgers?
Yeah.
The mongooses.
Yeah, mongooses. But I
Yeah.
think like a Tasmanian devil is like a version of them.
The Tasmanian devil? I thought that was like some type of like little boar looking fucking thing or something.
I don't.
No?
Let me see. Let me Google it.
Yeah, the mongooses and honey badgers are the ones that kill like the king cobras and shit like that.
Tasmanian devil.
Yeah. Are those like them too? I thought they were like little pig looking fucking like possum looking things.
Oh no, they look like fucking kind of like mongoose with longer legs.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll send you a photo.
Oh, okay. I thought the Tasmanian devil looked like a fucking like a mini wild like boar looking thing or something. What are those? So what do those things do? I don't even know what they do. What are those things?
It says it's the world's largest carnivorous marsupial.
Oh, they're marsupials?
Yeah, native to Tasmania, Australia, known for its black fur, stocky build, ferocious screeches. These nocturnal, solitary, powerful scavengers, predators, eat and carrion, and small prey. Famous
What do
for
they eat?
Small prey.
Oh yeah. And they can't get they got anti venom like a mongoose.
Yeah, maybe I got them mixed up.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if they can do that too, but I know like there's some type of like mongoose looking thing that goes after snakes and fucking the snakes bite them and nothing happens.
Yeah. Those things are interesting. I got one right here. It's funny that you mentioned that because I was actually watching this shit like probably like a week or so ago. A little thing like this right here. Is it on the screen?
Yeah.
These usually work together to fend off predators, but this female has decided to go it alone. She fluffs her tail to appear bigger, distracts the cobra, and shields her body from the snake's strikes. Sharp teeth deliver a quick bite to its tail.
Yeah, so I guess a fucking squirrel can too.
The cobra's strike could kill.
It what?
I guess that thing can do it also.
Yeah, the mongooses, yeah, they're fast as hell too, man. These things are fucking no joke. I've seen videos on these.
Kill her. Drop for drop, the Cape Cobra's venom is thought to be more deadly than that of the black mamba. She's batting out of her league. Her cocky confidence takes a hit as she's struck. But it's just a blade of grass. It's a reality check. She needs to back down. The action has caught the attention of a far meaner neighbor. In seconds, the squirrel's gone from snake killer to scaredy cat.
Oh, that is.
She's bitten off more than she can chew.
Yeah.
But lucky for her, this yellow mongoose is the resident cobra hitman.
Yeah, fucker.
It's game on.
Did you see the picture of the Tasmanian devil I sent you?
Oh, hold on. Oh, that's it right there?
Yeah, it looks like fucking this mongoose right here, but black.
Oh, yeah, it looks like a bigger version of that shit, right?
Yeah.
It's got some fangs on it, too.
Yeah, they're known for being really mean and nuts. That's why they call fucking, people Tasmanian devils when they're crazy.
Yeah, I gotta check that shit out then. I thought it was something else then. I never even seen that before, actually. Carnivorous marsupial. Oh, Tony Buick probably knows what them fucking things are. They got them in Australia, it says.
Is a mongoose a marsupial?
No.
No.
Marsupials aren't the marsupials the ones that have like pouches and shit that feed their young or whatever?
I don't know.
Let me see. I think that's what it is. Like a kangaroo's a fucking marsupial, right?
I have no idea. I was just reading off the thing.
Yeah, those are mammals. A marsupial is, I think they have like pouches that they feed their fucking young. Or I'm not sure. Let me see. I think it has something to do with how they carry their young in like pouches or the way they feed them or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, pouched mammals. Yeah, they give birth and they have gestation times like placentas, like mammals. Yeah. Yeah, like kangaroos, wallaroos, like Tasmanian devils, those are all fucking marsupials. Yeah, this is some type of fucking mammal, carnivorous.
Snakes to the mongoose are like peanuts to the squirrel. Guts of steel make him the perfect housemate.
Look at that thing.
But he's not a freeloader. He's the colony's security system, specializing in deadly intruders. The cobra's speedy defense strike is its trump card, the only thing that'll keep him alive. They are each other's prey, but they are also each other's deadliest opponents. The mongoose circles, looking for a weakness in the cobra's defense.
There are mongooses that they can withstand.
What's that?
I know for sure that there's mongooses that can withstand the venom.
Oh yeah, they got natural anti-venom, yeah. Even if it bites them a couple times, like nothing really fucking happens to them, I don't think. But if you think about it, like this little fucking thing right here, out of everything in the animal kingdom, this is the fucker that could take down the snakes and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's pretty
well. I'm reading something here, and Tasmanian devils and mongooses aren't the same. The Tasmanian devil is a marsupial, and the fucking mongoose is a mammal.
Yeah, the carnivorous mammals. Yeah. Well, the fact that they're able to withstand that shit is pretty.
Strike needs a matrix.
That's how they do shit to make like antivirus or antibodies or whatever for the snakes and shit, like the antivenoms and shit.
Yeah.
There's some guy I just seen an article actually. There's some fucking maniac on YouTube, and he's a snake, one of them snake like breeder handlers, like the poisonous ones.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucking goes in and he lets these most venomous snakes in the world bite him and shit like that. He's doing it on camera, and they don't affect him at all. And they're saying that they're using this guy. I guess I don't know if he's selling his blood. I don't know what they take, like blood or platelets from his blood, whatever it is. And he's working with these pharmaceutical companies to create this new type of anti-venom or antibodies and shit for people that get bit by snakes. And they're using whatever is in his body to make it up that's doesn't have any effect on him and shit like that. And he does it in front of these people. He lets the world's deadliest snakes bite him. They don't do shit to him.
Well, he's probably built up a tolerance. He's probably been bit so many times that he's built up a tolerance.
Yeah, I guess. But some of these snakes, though, you could get the shit like even one little fucking drop of it inside of your system, it'll basically fucking rot your arm off basically and kill you like instantly. So I don't know how that works.
Well, he could have injected himself with a small dosage with, people there with, like, just in case they needed to give him some type of antidote.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get to watching this shit. I just saw it pop up on my thing. I gotta check it out. But it's pretty fucking interesting though, because nobody else can do this shit. Just one guy supposedly.
Yeah, probably nobody else is crazy enough to let these snakes bite them.
Yeah, I mean you've got to be out of your fucking mind. Have you seen what that shit does to some people?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I mean, it basically it does like that. What that fucking fentanyl shit does, it makes people's arms fucking fall off and shit. It goes like black and kills them basically instantly. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, oh yeah, right here. Yeah, she's Jennifer said that possums are ugly, but they can't get rabies because they're high body temp. Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah, I think they're one of the only animals that doesn't have that shit actually. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, damn, it is slow tonight, huh? There's barely any fucking people over here.
Yeah, either they were all by fucking shugs or, like the people that usually watch us, like, went out to dinner or something because we started kind of early tonight, right?
Oh, Shug's on right now?
I think so.
Oh, that's probably why then. I don't know he was on. I didn't see anybody coming on earlier. I got you. Yeah, they're probably getting into the weeds tonight. Something's going on.
Yeah, plus, I'm sure most of the people that watch us are intelligent people, so, and have lives, so they may have gone out to dinner with their fucking wives or girlfriends and stuff.
Yeah, you got to try to like plan around the fucking lives and shit with, the days, the times. I still got to play around with it and figure it out, but it's usually good for the most part, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a night where it's been less than 100.
No, this is the first time.
Which is no big deal. I don't care show, but I'm sure you don't care either.
No. I'm just like, because usually it's been good for the most part and shit. I was just surprised that not that many people are around tonight. But what are you talking about, Zoltar? You talking about Shook Show?
Plus,
he's fucking funny. He makes me laugh sometimes, man. He says some fucking funny ass shit.
Plus, let me see something here. Your title is Saturday Night Live. All right. That doesn't really catch anybody's attention.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know what to name it and shit. Like I said, I just put that up and shit. I didn't really know what was going on.
No, I'm just saying, like, sometimes people go by the title, like, and if they see that you're going to talk about something they're interested in, they'll click on.
Yeah, I got to work on that. Put up something crazy and shit, right?
Yeah, like probably a lot of people don't even know what all right means.
Yeah, they'll catch on.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, there's some fucking asshole too. I'm just letting the guy know. Fucking there's some asshole that every time we would do a show, he put some fucking stupid comment after the video, and I responded to him once, but I'm just letting him know, like, I fucking blocked you, man. I don't know what the fuck your deal is and shit, but you fucking go somewhere else. You're fucking annoying. You know what I mean? The first comment you made was funny and shit like that, but I'm not gonna engage or go back and forth with the fucking jerk off making a comment after every video about fucking what's going on and shit. Go fucking deal with somebody else, you fucking jerk off. So I'm just letting the guy know I blocked him because I know he's fucking watching right now, the little weirdo. I actually think it was fucking that my dude or whatever, but I can't prove it. But I'm pretty sure it was fucking his stupid ass.
Yeah, there's so many people in these fucking chats with sock accounts. It's fucking unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I've caught a few of them. I got a little fucking list and shit. And then somebody else sent me a list of people that they know for sure too. But you know what I did hear? I got a shit. I don't know if I saved the clip or whatever, but I heard that dude that does those shows with fucking MRE over there. with the mask and shit.
Oh, yeah. What's his face?
Oh,
forgot his name.
Something. Trap City.
Rat Trap City.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Rat Trap City guy. Yeah. Somebody had made a comment. I think it was like Mickey or something like that. I guess she alluded to she knew who the guy was. Supposedly the guy's dad's a fucking rat.
Yeah, and another guy. He's on a fucking show with a rat, which is MRE.
Yeah.
And acts like he's this big rat hater, and he's not. He's fucking. His father was a rat.
Yeah.
That's why he can overlook what MRE did.
Yep. Yeah, so we got another guy on here who's fucking hiding behind a mask and shit that comes on here, and he says he's a fucking big we push back anti-rap fucking hater, this and that with his nonsense, but does a show with a fucking pretty much a documented, proven fucking rat, MRE, and you find out that his dad was fucking government fucking informant and a fucking rat and shit like that. Like, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, these fucking people. You better not, I don't recommend being a scumbag troll when you got so much shit in your closet.
Yeah, it's a recipe for disaster. You'd think they would fucking learn, but apparently they all fucking hang out with each other too, which is leading me to believe they all fucking know about each other. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't think Damien Argenti knows that fucking MRE is a fucking rat? You don't think fucking Matty Marinara knows that fucking MRE is a fucking rat?
They have to, and then you got to question them and shit too then, if they fucking do that.
They're all full of shit.
Yeah, that's just the way that it fucking works. You know what I mean? And I heard that little fucking weasel's looking for some attention too. I saw some fucking video that he put up. Somebody put it up. Maybe it was that Lion Informants channel or something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
Where they were saying that me, Carlos, and Pinky were trying to, what the fuck did they say? We were trying to frame him or something like that. Some stupid ass clip that they put out.
Frame MRE?
Yeah. It was some video that fucking Pinky was on there talking about some conversation he had with He was talking about something that happened like 3 years ago with a conversation after we had gotten MRE's paperwork and whatnot. And the stupid fucks were using that video trying to say that we were plotting on MRE to frame him to make it look like he was a government informant and shit when he's not or whatever. Meanwhile, the people are so stupid that video that fucking Lefty talked out, he's complaining that Carlos and those guys didn't go on their show and say anything about him and shit. And they're trying to use that as evidence that we were trying to frame him. Now, if we were trying to frame somebody, wouldn't you think the people that you're blaming would all be on the same page? Wouldn't that make more sense?
Listen,
That's how stupid these people are.
Any fucking street person or somebody with fucking common sense or a fucking attorney would fucking, after they read fucking MRE's paperwork, would say that he's fucking a cooperating informant. Okay, even the fucking attorneys that went on Angel's show and actually stuck up for MRE, behind the scenes, they were telling Angel to stay away from him.
Yeah, exactly. They were going on her show defending the guy, but meanwhile, it comes out afterwards that they were telling her in private to fucking stay away from the guy. He was no fucking good.
Right.
And that's the shit that fucking pisses me off on here because, when it finally came out, for example, when Mickey had the falling out with the fucking scumbag, right? After he did what he did. And I can't stand either one of them, so I think it's hilarious. I think, fuck them both, in my opinion. But the problem is that when you went on there and you lied for the guy for fucking, 2 years, whatever, because you had ulterior motives, and you finally have a falling out with the person, and then you want to, quote unquote, tell the truth about them, nothing you say is going to fucking hold any weight because all they're going to do is go back to the old clips of you defending that fucking person and lying for him. So it completely disregards any of the shit that you're going to say now. Even though now you're telling the truth about him and saying, yeah, these attorneys told me to stay away from him, they'll go back and play the clips when the two attorneys were up there fucking defending the guy saying that they didn't care about it and shit. And that's what the problem is on here with people that are fucking making up excuses for people and are willing to lie for people and bend their fucking, morals and ethics and shit or principles to appease somebody else because You're not doing anybody any fucking favors by doing that. And at the end of the day, all you're doing is making yourself look like an asshole.
Yeah, they're all perpetrating a fraud. They're all full of shit.
Every one of them. And it used to piss me off because Mickey's got that stupid shit up on her fucking on her show that says I don't platform rats, I disrespect them or something. No, the fuck you don't. You fucking platform them. Well, you did. You probably still do, but that was all.
Oh yeah, she's got fucking rats in her fucking community.
Well, yeah, without a doubt. And then at the same time, she's up there fucking. And this is nothing against the guy. I don't have a personal issue with the guy. The fucking the cop there, the media guy. I forget his fucking thing. Oh, the 556 media guy. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the guy's a fucking cop. Your father wouldn't even let your brother or anybody in your family dress up like one of them for Halloween and shit. And you fucking go up there and do a show with cops and shit like that went after your father and put him in prison for life that he, you claim or whatever, lied and did all this other fucking shit. And then the guy's not around anymore and you pay him back by platforming him and doing shows with people like that. Make that shit make sense to me. I don't get it.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you do that? And then the brother goes on, and there's an audio clip of him talking on a prison recording, right? And he's saying that apparently before the father passed away, that he made the kids promise them that they would never sue anybody because suing somebody is a fucking rap move, this and that. And he says that, well, I'm suing these people because they've been lying about me when he got those indictments that got handed down to him. And he says, so I guess you can call me a fucking rat then. Well, okay. So your brother don't have a problem with it, then what the fuck are you crying about? He admits on tape that he's a fucking rat and that he sues people.
Yeah, I think what the father was saying is don't try to sue anyone over the treatment that I got in prison.
Well, yeah, but he was telling them in general, like, only rats file lawsuits and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, don't bend and fucking worry about what people say in the media. Like, I don't care basically, and you guys shouldn't fucking do that shit either. But then every time somebody says something about them, the first thing that they do is try to fucking sue somebody or threaten to sue somebody, I should say.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And yeah, that's what their father was worried about. Them suing to try to cash in on the way he was fucking treated in prison.
Yeah. And the first thing they do on here after they stir the pot and get involved with people and people say shit is threaten them with fucking attorneys and bring attorneys up on the show to try to like thwart people away from saying anything about them like they're a part of the show and shit like that.
Forget about fucking that. The guy sat down with the government. There's a 302.
Oh yeah, not even to mention that. That's a whole fucking another thing. That's what fucking lies about.
That's worse than suing somebody.
Mm-hmm. And they'll sit up there with a straight face and act like fucking that's not what was going on. It was a manipulation tactic and all this. Man, get the fuck out of here. The dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. I can't stand that fucking lady, man. I really can't. And not for nothing, she's the one that fucking caused all the problems in this community. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. She's the one that empowered that fucking Ripper. She's the one that fucking defended that fucking scumbag fucking MRE for all that time and shit. Both them motherfuckers should have been out of here from day one as soon as we found out who they were. And they were going to leave. He was going to leave too. Maybe not the Ripper, but the diddler over there was going to.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for her defending him and fucking telling him not to, whatever little shit he had going on, he would have fucking been gone.
Yeah, and then he started to realize people didn't give a fuck, so that fucking gave him more of a reason to stay.
Exactly. And if I hear one more fucking thing about some little innuendos or some little fucking comments or something that he's saying or fucking telling the new people in this community, I'll dedicate a whole fucking week worth of fucking shows to remind everybody what a fucking scumbag that lying motherfucker is too.
Yeah. And to all
I might
those
just do it just to do it. How about that?
And to all of those people that are out there that think he's fucking that shit is not true, before you speak, maybe you should do some research, because that's been proven to be true 100 times already.
Yeah, I've heard people over on in Shug's chat and on his show that are new to the community and you know, making comments defending that motherfucker and saying shit that they know this isn't true or that's not true, because he's been out there trying to spin his little web of lies and shit like that. So like we said before, you can ask anybody that's been around this community for the last, you know, 4 or 5 years since the beginning, that I don't fucking come on here and make up shit about people or lie about nobody. Howie's never come up here and fucking made up nothing about nobody or lied about anybody. Our credibility speaks for itself. Anything that we've said, we've come on here and proven it, like how we just said, over 100 fucking times. So don't make me make a fucking project out of you again, which I'm going to do anyways, just because I heard enough from this motherfucker with the new people around here defending this fucking scumbag. So maybe I'll do that next. Maybe that'll be the next move there. I heard about enough from that motherfucker. Piece of shit.
Yeah, and to all you people out there defending him without knowing what the fuck you're talking about, don't fucking, you know, be careful, because you try to defend him against us, we'll fucking make you look so fucking stupid. You might not want to come back on YouTube either.
Yeah, and I got so much shit that I fucking probably even forgot about it this time. I have to go do a little refresher. That's how much shit we got on that fucking guy. I don't even want to hear that shit. I actually got a great little clip, and this guy actually said that people can use this shit and play it. Let me pull this shit up real quick, because I want people to listen to this, because you know what? I am going to do a fucking video on that motherfucker, matter of fact. Just the fact that they're putting out these little clips and shit and thinking that they're fucking cute or whatever, that they could fucking come on here and lie about motherfuckers. That's what I'm going to do. Fuck that shit. I ain't let that motherfucker talk and accuse people of lying and shit like that, that fucking scumbag. He's everything that we fucking said he was. And that's a fact. And we'll have to do a little crash course refresher on that fucking piece of shit to remind everybody. Just for fucking telling them that, them little fucking clips. There's a fucking kid, right? He's a war veteran. I got to try to find this shit now, because I don't remember the name of the stream. But I'm going to find this, because this guy's a war veteran. He's missing his arm and part of his leg or whatever, right? And he was doing this interview, and they were talking about he was talking about growing up and shit like that, and somebody in his family that was abused by a relative that they pretty much had, you know, dead to rights, like they knew the guy was doing and everything. And he had a whole conversation with Sean Ryan explaining about why these people are never prosecuted and shit like that, even though, you know, the people are, you know, committing sexual acts on the children and how difficult it is. And he breaks the whole thing down. And the Sean Ryan, you know who Sean Ryan is, right?
Yeah.
So this was on the Sean Ryan show. And I'm trying to skim through right now to try to find the video of the guy, because he said anybody that wants to use the material to put out there to share it, and anybody can use it, and they're not gonna have to worry about it. And I wanna try to find it and play it, because it deals hand in hand with exactly what that motherfucker did with the situation over there. So as soon as I can find it, I'm gonna put it up.
People don't understand what the victims get put through to try to prove what the person did to them.
Yeah. I mean, they got to deal with psychologists and doctors, and it's a whole fucking process. You know what I mean?
And sometimes examinations.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what. Yeah. Doctors visit, all that shit. Therapists, everything. And the families don't want to put the kids through that. And it's really difficult for a prosecutor to have the only evidence and witness be a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. You know what I mean? They're
right. When I say examinations, I mean like vaginal, anal examinations.
Right. Exactly. And the other problem, you know, I said this on the show before, is that when this stuff happens to these victims and shit like that, they don't go home after it happened and tell them what happened so they can go right to the hospital and get checked out. Usually they don't find out about it until, you know, years later and shit. There's not going to be any evidence or information or any proof besides the person's word that this happened. By that time, you know, a medical exam isn't going to show or prove anything. So all you're left with is the testimony of a child and the parent, and that people will use the excuse that, you know, oh, the parent's disgruntled, or they have a bone to pick with the person, they don't like them for this or that, and it's all bullshit.
Then you'll have fucking the defense fucking trying to question these kids and making them feel like they did something wrong.
And that's what the problem is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And who wants to put a child through that? or the parents through that and put
Right.
them under the microscope. You know what I mean?
That's why a lot of times they don't follow through.
Nope. Let me see, because I screenshotted this. I gotta try to find it in my phone because I don't remember the name of the episode. Unless you guys know the one that I'm talking about, somebody could put it in the chat. But I took a screenshot of it a while ago, and now I don't remember the fucking name of the interview it was. But I wanted to play the clip of it because I thought it was important. I'm trying to find it right now. If I can't, we might have to do it on the next show because I don't want to sit here wasting time trying to look for it if I can't find it. Yeah, I might have deleted it because I had it in my phone. Well, I'll find it. Let me see if you can give me a second. Hold me down for a second. I'm gonna try to find this shit real quick. I wanted to play this because I think it's important. I just don't remember the name of this shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to Google it. Like Sean Ryan interviews military veteran on sex offenders.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up. It was on his website too. He had a link to it on the website, but it was a fucking. Oh, right here, right here. I got it. I think it was this guy right here, Tyler Vargas Andrews. I believe that was the guy's name. Let me see. It could have been a different one though. Let me see. Let me see if this was it. Vargas Andrews. That might have been it right here. Let me see. Yeah, the guy was missing his arm and his leg, I believe, if I remember correctly. He was missing one arm. Oh, yeah, this is it right here. I got it. Tyler Vargas Andrews is the guy's name. He was a Marine gunman. All right, let me pull this up on YouTube. I'm going to try to find the audio. Because when you hear him, he explains it perfectly. To all these people saying that, oh, I read the paperwork, this and that. That shit don't mean nothing. No. Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna find the fucking exact spot where he's talking about it too.
You know, the crazy part is these people run around saying that they don't believe he's a sex offender, or they don't believe he's a rat. But then, at the very least, I mean, he's also a fucking Nazi. Like, all three of those things by themselves.
You would think, right?
Yeah, I mean, all three of those things by themselves are enough to fucking label this guy.
Yeah, you would think any one of those three things would be good enough to distance yourself from the fucking guy and see that there's something going on here. But apparently the people are either, okay with that shit or involved with that shit themselves or feel the same way because it doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so right here. I got it right here. Just give me a second. I want to just get to the right part. So this is, let me see. I'm just trying to get to the timestamp in 1 second. All right, let me share the stream here. Let me share this. And I got permission to do this, but this is from the Sean Ryan podcast. And the interview is, if anybody wants to check it out themselves and listen to the whole thing, it's an interview. It's a Marine horrific account of a disastrous Afghanistan evac. He lost his arm and his leg. His name's Tyler Vargas Andrews. And he was in Afghanistan back in 2021 when they did the withdrawal that Biden fucking... the worst thing that he ever fucking did. It was terrible. But this is it right here, and I want you guys to listen to this. We're going to listen to a few minutes of this. Let me know if you want me to stop it at any time so you can hear this shit, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just see if he talks about anything before this one timestamp. I think I got the right spot right here, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. 1 second. I'm skimming through the transcript real quick. Okay. Well, I'll play it from here.
So my mom got pregnant with me from my dad at 19, had me at 20. And to start kind of giving some background on him, he tried to force her to have an abortion, really tried to, get her to get rid of me, and treated her horribly, and left a picture. My mom was like, I'm going to fucking raise this kid. And she did, and had me. He came back around when I was about 6 or 7, I think 7, kind of trying to get to know me and be involved. And I might have been 5, excuse me. They got married, I think, when I was 7. Got back together and stuff. He was around for about 4 or 5 years. And I mean, he was now today knowing what it is, domestic violence, domestic abuse. I mean, screaming, throwing Christmas trees across the room, breaking all the ornaments, putting holes and dents.
You remember all those?
Yeah.
I mean, how old were you when you started? When
I started recognizing it, I mean, I was probably 9 or so,
Shit.
8 or 9. Never saw him put hands on my mom. She never talked about that or anything. But I mean, he would fucking scream and scream and scream, do it to me. Just, I mean, uncontrollable temper. And kind of just progressed from there. I want to say, my older brother was born in 2010. My little sister would have been born, 2008, I think, or something like that. 2000, I was 9, 2008 or 2007, I think. So she was born first. And she was about 2 or 3. My older brother had just been born. He was a baby, newborn. And, I'm sitting, he had come to find now, I've got like 7 like half siblings out there from him.
Really?
Found out he's kind of.
So for everybody that just came in, I saw about 10 people just joined in. What I'm playing now is an interview from the Sean Ryan show of Tyler Vargas Andrews, a Marine that was in Afghanistan during the withdrawal that lost his arm and his leg. And he's going to be detailing and speaking about his personal life growing up with a father who was sexually abusing his sister, and what never happened to this guy, how he wasn't prosecuted, how the courts knew about it, how child services was involved, the courts, everything. And he's going to detail and speak about the exact same situation that MRE was involved in with his niece, where he claims that if he ever did any of this stuff and it was true, that he would have been put in jail. No, he wouldn't. And this guy's going to explain to you the legal system and how it fails people. And it's exactly what we told everybody about this guy for a long time now. So please listen to what this guy's got to say, because it's very important. And if anybody wants, please share it around the community too, because I think it's a message that everybody on here needs to hear for all the people that want to defend that fucking miscreant that are on here.
One of the things he gets off on is like impregnating women and things like that. And he's got kids all over the place. And so I knew about a half brother at the time. And so he would bring him around here and there into the family. When we were little, we were connected. And I don't know if close is the right word, but we were siblings. And he would get him on weekends or for a week or two at a time. We were sitting in my room in our house in Vacaville, California. And I was like playing on a PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 1 or something. And that day, kind of I don't want to share too much of other people's stories, but, some things were said by one of my family members that day, that he was touching them, sticking things up them, anything you can imagine. It was from the mouth of a very young individual, and things that a child would have no idea of unless these things happened. And he comes in, and my mom confronts him, and he's just like stark white, just like looks like a ghost. And she was like, "This is what they just said. What the fuck?" And along those lines, I can't remember the exact conversation, but I'll never forget the look on his face. He was just like "Oh fuck, they caught me" look. And he was like, holy like it just world came crashing down, and called the police. On top of that, he worked for CPS, for Child Protective Services.
He worked for Child Protective Services.
Worked for Child Protective Services. Worked at the police station, friends with all the local police and stuff. Obviously, my mom called the police, and they were his buddies coming to the door pretty much, and separated him from the house. I think she went down to the police station that day, if I remember right. And I hung out the house with a family member. And then from there, just kind of kept spiraling. I went and was questioned, if he'd done anything to me, which he hadn't. But then, the stuff started coming up about me witnessing the domestic abuse and domestic violence and stuff. And I was like 12 or 13 at the time when that happened. And from there, it was like they kept them separated for quite a few months, trying to figure this out. My mom trying to protect us. She struggled financially. Just suddenly being a single mom, taking care of 3 kids and a mortgage. And she made it work. I don't know how, honestly. I remember there was times she just struggling hard, but she made it work. She filed bankruptcy at one point. And today she has her own business. She's fucking kicking ass, runs her own law firm, multiple offices in different locations, things like that. But going into this more, they started, I was conflicted, obviously, because I was, old enough to be consciously aware of what was going on, but and the situation that was happening with going to court and things like that. And
let me pause it real quick. How have you seen this before, Howie, or no?
No, I've never seen this one.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna play it. So now he's gonna detail exactly what was going on, and gets into the court stuff and everything that didn't happen, and I'll explain it more as we go along. So
things started happening. He tried coming to the house one time when we had like the metal, like kind of grated door closed, like the screen door, but it was metal, had it closed and locked, and the main door was open, and my little sister's in the living room, my mom and I are in the kitchen when I was doing homework or something. And he came to the house after there was like a no contact order or restraining order at the time, trying to like coerce my little sister into opening the door and stuff to get into the house. And she called the police again, pulled him away, and just little things like that. So we started really seeing who he was then, even more so. Started doing things like driving around, following us around. I caught him like following me around a few times because where he moved to, he was still in the area, but following me around when I'd like go to the park with friends or whatever. And they started forcing us because some of these, him molesting, raping, it was so far away that when they started taking physical evidence and going to court about it, there wasn't enough physical evidence to convict him and put him in jail. But there was enough evidence and like damning evidence psychologically and through the domestic abuse and domestic violence that the judge was able to, give full custody to my mom, but forced us to go to supervised visits for a while.
Are you serious?
Yeah, forced us to go to supervised visits. My sister included, my little brother included, myself, all the kids included. And all right,
so you guys heard what he just said there, right? I'm gonna rewind this real quick, and then I'm gonna explain to you and tie this into the same thing that we saw on MRE's paperwork here. All right. So just listen to what he says right here.
They started forcing us because some of these, him molesting, raping, it was so far away that when they started taking physical evidence and going to court about it, there wasn't enough physical evidence to convict him and put him in jail. But there was enough evidence and like damning evidence psychologically and through the domestic abuse and domestic violence that the judge was able to, give full custody to my mom, but forced us to go to supervised visits for a while.
Are you serious?
Yeah, forced us to go to supervised visits. My sister included, my little brother included, myself, all the kids included. And I'm like, here I am, 13 years old, whatever. Just like, oh, I love my dad, but he's this horrible person. What the fuck's going on? I'm being forced to go to these visits. And then I started, as I was getting older and understanding like what he did was really understanding like what he did was fucking wrong and horrible. My mom was trying to do her best to protect us. And, my mom is a hell of a woman. She, was like, I'm trying to protect the kids, but if you want a relationship with your dad, I'm not going to stop you. He's your dad. And like, I love you. I want you to do what you want to do pretty much. And she's always been like that to this day for all of my siblings and I, and, but trying to protect us at the same time. And so she's having to pay for these supervised visits, having to go through this while paying for an attorney to protect us from him at the same time. And she's fighting, custody battle and, child molestation case. And here they are making us go to visits with him. And it got to the point where I was just like, I started catching him in lies over and over. And I was, 13. I was intentionally asking him questions that I knew the answer to. I knew he had other half siblings and stuff started reaching out when this was going on. And so I knew about these things. My mom knew about these things. And I was a nosy kid, like looking through my mom's stuff because it was a strange time in my life, going through that traumatic event and trying to make sense of everything that was happening. And so started finding out about these other kids. And so I started confronting him at the visits and stuff. And I was like, is there, do I have any other siblings, any other half siblings or anything? And he's like, no, just like to my face. And I was like, okay, so you're lying to me because I know I do. And then came back and then started trying to say, oh, well, yeah, you do, whatever. And just over a couple weeks or months, I was catching him in lies over and over and over. And that finally made me realize what a monster he was. And, everything kind of solidified in my own mind of what kind of person he was, the lack of humanity that he had. And I told him, I was like, I'm not going to go to these visits anymore. Like I will not go. And they're like, you have to, it's court ordered visits. And I'm pleading with my mom and she's trying to do everything she can to take care of us. And she's like, I can't, they won't let me not let you go pretty much. And they're forcing us to go. And I remember one night I just like broke down in tears in our house. And I was like, well, what would happen if I just fucking hit him in the visit? Or if I tried to kill him or something? Cause it was at that point where I was like, I want to fucking kill him for what he's done. And he deserves worse than that. And
all right, so I'll just explain a little bit of this. Basically, as you can see, this is pretty eerily situation to what we found out against MRE right around.
Yeah.
So basically, allegations by the niece to the mother that he was inappropriately touching and fondling the girl on several different occasions. Restraining orders were set in place. And don't forget, this guy lied about this on multiple different occasions. The first story he got before we told him about the paperwork that he had involving a minor, he tried to claim that it was involving a relationship he was having with a 15-year-old girl. Remember that?
Yeah.
So there might even be another case that's out there because he claims that because we never told him what the information was that we had about him involving this, sexual assault accusations against a minor. He originally claimed that it was because of a girl that he was dating who was 15 years old at the time. So there might even be other shit that's out there. I don't know. Or he made that story up completely. I'm not sure. Because I believe that he didn't know that we would be able to get any of this information because it was involving very young children, and that information is usually protected by Department of Children and Families or Child Protective Services. So it wasn't until he got confronted later where he started spinning up a whole bunch of new lies and accusations to try to weasel his way out of it. And you had a bunch of scumbags on here like Mickey and them defending this guy and trying to make up excuses for what was really going on by blaming the girl's mother, saying that she was disgruntled and was just mad at him and was trying to get back at him for some comment that he made about her, which makes absolutely no fucking sense to begin with. And as you see here, this individual is talking about the kid in the video he's talking about is his younger sister who was getting sexually abused and raped by their own father. And the father actually worked for Child Protective Services himself. He was a social worker that worked for Department of Children and Families or Child Protective Services, depending on what state you live in, what they call that organization or a group or whatever. And he explains on here that by the time that the girl came forward and told his mother and him, another family member, about what the guy was doing to her, that when they went to bring her in to get checked out by a doctor and stuff like that, that there was no physical evidence and all they could go on was the word of the young girl. And he's basically explaining that when you don't have physical evidence, by the time these kids come forward and all you have is their testimony, when the prosecutors and people are looking at it, even if they believe that the child is telling the truth and they don't have physical evidence, there's nothing that they can really do for it because they're never going to put that child on a witness stand to bring them into court to face charges because they don't have physical evidence. It's basically a he said versus she said, regardless about whether or not they believe the child. And that's the exact situation that we saw when we found out the situation with MRE. All right. Now, he also lied several times about being granted restraining orders and his brother losing custody of his child. His brother lost full custody of seeing his own children because of what MRE was doing to the little girl, according to the paperwork, when she went over there to go and visit, because he did it not once or twice. I believe there was 3 different occasions on there. All right. So he claims on here that they knew he was lying. He didn't know anything about the restraining order. And we've explained this before, but I'll explain it again. Anytime you file a restraining order, you have to be served by the court. Okay. Whether it's a court marshal or somebody that works directly for the court, because that person has to be notified that there's a restraining order against them, because otherwise, what would the point of serving somebody a restraining order be if the person never got notified of it? So he lied about that on several different occasions, and we proved that with the court paperwork. And as a matter of fact, we posted the paperwork, and I'll put the link up to it after the show. Casperosa has it on his channel, where the brother signed off on losing his visitation rights, basically agreeing with the court that this is what was going on, and gave up his rights and had to be court ordered for visits, just like this guy saying on the Sean Ryan show that he had to do with his own father. Okay.
Right, and the violation of a restraining order happened during a supervised visit.
Yes. Well, no. One of the last violation that he had resulted into the brother losing visitation and only being able to see them at a court.
Because the brother, during the supervised visit, let MRE be in contact with the niece.
Exactly. And then he lost all rights to get visitation with them unless it was at the courthouse itself. So for all those people that sit on here and want to go and back up that scumbag's excuse that the court knew that he was lying and he didn't know anything about the restraining order and that it wasn't true, this is the same situation where this guy right here is telling you that everybody knew that the father was sexually abusing his sister. They all knew that it was true, and the father basically did everything but admit it out of his own mouth. The courts knew the guy was guilty, and they were still making the children meet with the father who was sexually abusing the daughter at supervised fucking visits. So for all those people that claim if it was true that he was doing this shit to the niece, that he would have been put in prison and that he would have been sent to jail immediately, you don't know what you're talking about. And I've explained this, Howie's explained this, we've done shows about this, and spoken about this on many different occasions on here several years ago when this information first came out, and tried to tell you guys that that's not how things work. So if you don't want to take my word for it, because you may not agree with me, or you like this guy for whatever reason, and he's got you guys convinced that we're only doing this because we don't like the guy. No, we're only doing this shit because we know who this motherfucker is, because we found out who he is and got the paperwork and the court records and the information from people in this guy's own family, regardless of what bullshit the guy spews on here. We're telling the truth about it. So now you're hearing it from a military veteran here who dealt with this directly with his own family, that's telling you that he dealt with it himself and that there was nothing that the courts or prosecutors or anybody could do about it. Okay? So I don't want to hear those fucking excuses that the shit isn't true and that if this guy was actually doing that, he would have been arrested and put in fucking prison. No, he wouldn't have. You can ask any prosecutor or attorney in the United States. The hardest crimes to prosecute in the entire country are crimes against children, because there's never witnesses, and the evidence, there's usually never any physical evidence, because these kids do not come forward and tell anybody about it right when it happens. They usually don't find out about it until months or years later down the road. All right? Yeah, we have like 3 or 4 different court records and documents that say that he was served with a restraining order, and the brother's signature is on them. And MRE claimed that he didn't know anything about the restraining orders when we have them signed off by his own brother. And as I mentioned before, it doesn't even, you can't serve somebody with a restraining order without it being sent by somebody through the courts, because they have, it's basically like sending somebody certified mail or something like that. They have to be sent by the court, whether it's a court marshal or a constable or somebody that works directly with the courts has to physically hand the person the restraining order and notify them, because you have a right to defend yourself, and you're going to get a court date where you can go in and defend yourself. When he got served a restraining order, when it was time for him to show up to court, he never showed up. So what happens is, originally, when somebody files a restraining order with the courts, they do what's called a TRO. It's called a temporary restraining order, which is in effect for a set period of time until the courts are able to go directly and serve that person with the restraining order, and they have their day in court to explain their side of the story or defend themselves. Which he was served the restraining order, they got a court date, and he was a no-show. So on that court date, the judge granted the restraining order to the mother and the daughter, where the brother was notified, the brother signed off on the restraining order, and in the original restraining order, it says specifically that MRE was not allowed to be at the house while the brother had a visitation of the daughter. And what happened a couple months later? The daughter came back after a visit at the brother's house and told the mother that once again, MRE, the fiddler over there, had touched her inappropriately again. So the mother went back to the court, where she filed another complaint with the judge, and the judge at that point took away all visitation from the brother unless he did the visitation at the courthouse under supervision. So not once, but twice he broke the court order. Okay?
Yeah.
So yeah. There's paperwork, and we've posted it on here many a times on here. So now that he wants to come on here and call people liars and tell people that we're trying to frame him or set him up some fucking cockamamie bullshit, whatever the fuck he's talking, I guess he wants some attention, and we'll have to put it out there and explain to everybody what's really going on with this fucking degenerate, because you don't want to fucking stop. And for all you new people in the community that think the guy's funny or he's fucking whatever and shit like that, you guys either don't care and maybe you guys support, you know, pedos and shit or PDF files or scumbags like that, but we've never once lied about that guy at any single point in time. Anything that we've said on here has been corroborated by paperwork and testimony through a fucking court and court records and police records. The guy's lied about every single thing that he's ever been accused of and brought forth on him on this YouTube since the minute that he showed up around here. So I don't even want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, this whole situation's been beaten like a dead horse, and people still, well, some of these people are new, but there's enough out there for them to, you know, make the right conclusion. They just don't want to.
Yeah, and this isn't I'm not on here trying to rehash old shit to the people that have been around in the community for a long time and have heard this a million times now. This is more directed at the new wave of people that are in this community that have come along from like the JT community or from the community with I call them the women's community, but obviously they're just women that are in that community that are on, I guess, the opposing side or whatever. Just to let them know, because I've seen some of them making comments defending this guy that I just don't think that they know the truth about it, because they listen to the spin that him and his buddies over there are trying to put on it. But they're all fucking scumbags. They're fucking full of shit. And if any of you got any questions, I'll drop the link for any one of you that wants to debate me on this or have a conversation about it, because I can explain everything. And if you are going to continue to defend the guy without asking any questions or pressing the guy on the issue because you are new and don't know about any of this shit, then shame on you guys, because all the information is out there. And like I said, I got an open invite to anybody that dare challenge me. And he won't grab a link to any fucking show that I've ever been on to have a discussion with me, because he knows that I fucking know who the fuck he is and have all the proof on him. So, McGillis said, Common, why would you lie? There's actually a time when you liked him 5 years ago until he's... Yeah, in the very beginning, before anybody really knew who he was. Yeah, I used to go into his chats, and I used to laugh. I thought he was funny in the beginning too, until I figured out who the fucking guy was. And that's part of the reason what led to a lot of the shit on here, is that I realized that the guy was a fucking snake and a weasel and a scumbag. And I went on his panel one day and fucking had it out with him, because I knew he was behind a lot of the trolling and shit that was going on behind the scenes on here. I just couldn't prove it at the time. So eventually, when it came out and we found out who he was, yeah, he doesn't like me because I come on here and I tell the truth about the fucking guy. That's the problem. Huh? I was never in a Discord. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I've heard about it, but I absolutely was never in a Discord. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know who you are. I mean, I know your account, but I don't know who you are or what you're talking about regarding the Discord. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean by that, or what that comment means. I have no idea. If you guys haven't already, hit the like button. And anybody wants to help support the channel, I appreciate it. Thank you to the anonymous person that sent me something. I appreciate it.
See how they like the red meat? Now it's up to 77.
I think what's his name ended the show.
Oh, okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, there's other people too. Yeah. But yeah, if anybody is listening and has any questions or whatever, feel free, and I'll answer any that you have or whatever. But hopefully you guys heard what this guy said in this interview here with Sean Ryan. And I think that this guy's more than credible, explaining out of his own mouth his own personal experience with that. So I was never friends with MRE. I would go in his chat and fucking watch his videos and shit from time to time, but I had a falling out with him within the first, I don't know, maybe like 3 months of being on here, because I knew he was behind the shit that was the attacks that were going on after FBS's wife with that fucking NB chick. I just couldn't prove it at the time, so that's definitely not true. I don't know what you're talking about. No idea. I was never friends with him at any point. Never spoken to him on the phone. Never had a conversation off of here. I knew nothing about the guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Is that the same McGilla Gorilla that's usually in the chats and shit? Because they're talking kind of fucking weird, I'll be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. He didn't turn into an asshole. He was always an asshole. He didn't turn into one. He just got exposed. That's all that fucking was. And you're saying stuff about Discords, like, I'm starting to wonder who the fuck you are, because that's a weird comment to make. Everybody knows that that's not true. Brian said, I used to go in his chat like how he said it doesn't matter about the niece and the ratting. There's no doubt he's a Nazi, and that was enough for me. Well, yeah, that's the whole thing. We figured when the guy first got exposed, when we saw the pictures of him with his apartment adorned with fucking Nazi flags and Swazis and a Hitler fucking tattoo on his arm, you figured that would be enough for most people. Why did you guys lie about speaking to MRE's family? I've never lied about speaking about MRE's family. I've never spoken to anybody in his family. I know somebody that has spoken to somebody in his family, but I never said I did. I never spoke to them. And all you trolls can come in. You guys want? I'll drop the link for you. You guys want to defend him? I can't wait. Please. I bet you won't. But here's the link. There you go.
We never spoke to anybody in his family.
I've never once spoken to anybody in MRE's family, nor have I ever said I did. I said that somebody has spoken to them. That's how we found out about the fucking the niece, you fucking idiot. How do you think we found out about that? You would have to know him in order to find out about it, right? So how do you think we found out about it if nobody spoke to anybody in the guy's family or people that knew him? I don't know if they were a direct family member, but they were somebody that knew him and his family that knew about the incident. That's how we found out about it. That's where the paperwork came from. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And you know what? We might as well correct something while we're here anyway. You know, we were under the assumption that Casperosa spoke to the family.
It wasn't him.
Yeah, as we came to find out that it wasn't him, and you know,
it was someone else.
We misspoke. We thought it was, but you know, evidently it turns out that it wasn't him. So I just want to correct that.
Yeah, I guess that was said or came up a while ago. Somebody had made a threat or a comment or said something about it that it was him or like it was implied or whatever. But yeah, it wasn't Casperosa. It was somebody else that spoke to them, not him. I think that the problem is that people thought that it was him because he was making comments or posting paperwork about the situation on his page. So I think that they just thought that it was him that was speaking to them, but it wasn't him. But at the end of the day, I've never once lied about anyone on here. If it's not something that I knew for a fact or couldn't prove or tell the truth about it. I misspoke for 3 years. I've never misspoke about anything. When did I misspeak? I misspoke about what? There's the link, bro. Grab the link. You're more than welcome. I'm inviting you up on panel. Here's the link. Come up on panel, and you can explain what the fuck you're talking about because you're full of shit. I said what you're talking about is a comment that was made that somebody spoke to somebody in his family. I was under the assumption that it was him, but I'm telling you that it wasn't him. I don't know what's so difficult for you to understand. If you
I was under the assumption.
That's not me.
I was under the assumption that it was him for a fucking long time.
And
but it's not him.
One of the people isn't even in the community anymore. I'll leave it at that. How about that? You want to figure out who it was? There you go. You can figure that out. So, and irrespective or irregardless of that situation, what would it matter about who the person was that spoke to the family member that gave this information? Why would it matter where the source was from? The bottom line is that somebody spoke to a family member that told us about the allegations about him and the fucking niece. So what does it matter who it came from or where it came from? The information was true. We posted the fucking paperwork, the police reports, and the court records and restraining orders about it. So what the fuck is your point?
Yeah, the point is that someone did speak to the family.
Yeah. We were just under the assumption that it was a specific person because they got paperwork regarding it, but it wasn't them, it was somebody else. So I don't understand what your point is. You're not helping yourself at all right now. And there's the link. You're more than welcome to grab it. Please. I open it. I've been waiting for fucking 3-4 years for somebody to grab the link and challenge me on any of this shit. I bet you they won't. I dare a motherfucker, because I've done this on several different channels on any platforms. I've grabbed the link everywhere, and everybody knows that shit. And I've never once lied about anybody. And I stand on that on my mother's grave. All right?
Yeah, if, you know, we're not perfect. We don't always get everything right. But if we get something wrong, it's not intentional, and we will correct it. And that's what we're doing right now. Now that we talked about it, kind of reminded me.
Well, I was also asked, not by Casperosa, but by somebody else, not to mention that. So that's another reason why it hadn't been spoken about or said before, because at the end of the day, it's not even important. And the bottom line is it doesn't matter who spoke to who. The fact of the matter is that the information that was told to this person was checked out and it was verified, and it turned out that the information was true. So whatever little spin you want to put on it, or whatever little bullshit you want to fucking talk about, or try to say that fucking somebody misspoke about somebody, or if somebody used to go in somebody's chat or something before, yeah, so fucking what? There's a lot of people in this community that came into the community that were new, that used to go in certain people's channels that might have liked them originally until they found out shit about that person or seen how that person acted or behaved, that's no longer friends with that person anymore, and they don't fuck with them. So what's your point?
Well, yeah, well, you know what? You could take this to the fucking bank, okay? There's overwhelming evidence that fucking MRE's a fucking Nazi. There's overwhelming evidence that MRE's a fucking rat. And there's overwhelming evidence that MRE diddled his fucking niece.
Yes.
Okay?
So I don't understand what the fuck anybody's point is. As you'll notice, I dropped the link several times. Nobody's gonna grab that link to challenge anything that we're saying right now. We've done this for the last 4 fucking years on here. So
the only paperwork out there supports the allegation. There's no paperwork out there that says any different.
No, there's nothing that refutes it. And don't forget, I'll let this be heard again. All right, and I'll make this clear. When we methodically put out some pieces and bits of information just to get him to respond to them so we could lock him into fucking lying and shit, which he's done at every single turn. We would put out information we already knew the answer to just to hear what he would say, knowing he was going to lie about it. So we could fucking record that shit and say, well, why'd you lie about it? Why didn't you tell the truth? And there's always a fucking excuse or some bullshit explanation or some nonsense or some jerk off in the fucking chat that will never grab a link and never defend the guy or come on here and say anything but try to troll people in a fucking chat. Anything that's come out about anybody, we've grabbed links, come on here and explained it and shit. All that motherfucker has done from day one in this community was lie. And lie about people.
Yep.
And like I said, the guy went from, don't forget, the fucking tattoo on his arm for what, 2 or 3 years was from a fucking video game. He just went down to the tattoo shop and told his friend that he just wanted something scary or spooky on his arm because he was a history buff. It was never a Hitler piece. To finally, when it came out, he just openly admits now that it is Hitler on his fucking arm. I mean, it's ridiculous. The shit that these people in this community fucking believe and repeat and regurgitate on here, it's fucking pathetic. And there's no way you can't tell me, and I agree with this, there's no way you can tell me that fucking Mickey or fucking any of them attorneys or any of these other people for one goddamn second didn't believe anything that guy was fucking saying. And what do we find out later? Why she was making up excuses and defending the guy for that long is because he was having a relationship with the fucking daughter behind the scenes. So now we know what the explanation is for why she was fucking doing that. You know?
Yep.
And the worst part is that after they finally have a falling out, after we tried warning her about who the guy was, she comes out and then she wants to tell the truth about it. But at that point, the damage is already done because for the first two years and some change, she was on here making up excuses defending the guy. So what do these get to do? They get to go back and play old clips and say and show these people defending her and say, oh, well, now they have a new story or a different opinion fucking now. Yeah. And that's the problem when people come on here and want to lie for people or give people fucking passes instead of sticking to their guns and sticking up and having morals and fucking principles and calling people out on their fucking bullshit. That's the fucking problem.
And then she said that her attorneys told her to stay away from the guy, but yet she continued to stick up for him.
Yep.
In other words, the time frame when she's saying now that she's mad at MRE, she's saying that her attorneys originally told her to stay away from him. During that time frame, she continued to stick up for him.
Yes, she did. And now she comes out and admits it and says that she was warned about him and that the people believed in his shit and all this stuff. She should have done that from fucking day one. And that's the sad part about the people on here and shit that do shit like this. That's why you'll never see any of us do that shit. At least over on this channel anyway, or people that I'm friends with. They've never once, ever been able to come back and say that fucking we lied about something or intentionally deflected or fucking changed the story or anything like that. And if we did get something wrong, we would come on here to admit it and apologize for it and correct it, like we just did a couple minutes ago with the comment that person made about who spoke to his family member or whatever. I could go back and pull it up, but even the way that they phrased it was fucking stupid. They said, what did they say? Are you gonna let me see if I can pull it back up.
And think about that situation, right? This woman let this guy come over the house because she knew that her daughter and him were attracted to each other. So she basically let the guy come over to her house and stay by her house, knowing what could possibly happen between them.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. Shame on them. And this is the question right here. Why did you guys lie about speaking to the family? Nobody lied about anybody speaking to the family. All we did was have the person wrong that spoke to the family.
Yeah, someone did speak to the family.
They did speak to them. That's 1,000% for a fact. And the information came from that individual. And that's where the information came when it got researched and looked into, that they were telling the truth about them. Just like the story about when MRE's on here and he's calling people fucking junkies and drug addicts and heroin addicts. We got information from his friends and the other people that spoke to the family, whatever, that he himself was a fucking heroin addict for a long time. And what did we find out? That it was true. And he'll come on here and he'll deny it. We posted the fucking paperwork from the court records that are coming out of his own mouth that quote him when they found all the methadone bottles and shit like that in his house. And he said that he has a weakness for fucking heroin. And he'll come on here and lie and say that shit is fucking made up. Are you serious?
Yeah, and his fucking friend Chris Truck said that he was a heroin addict.
Oh, well, that's true too, yeah. He's the one that fucking told us originally. That's why he stopped hanging out with them back in the day, because they were involved in doing heavy drugs. And then you'll see pictures. I think Chicago and them were the ones that put up the photos from Damien Argenti's Facebook page, where Damien Argenti was holding a bottle of fucking oxys in his hand, all poured out into his fucking hand. So I don't know what else other proof that you guys have to have, but you'll see information like this and this shit in court records and police records and shit like that, and you'll say that they're all lying about these people. Why? Because they told you that? Well, what the fuck? I gotta question people's intelligence on here. This is why we call people room temperature, because I don't know what else you guys need to fucking see. I really don't.
All them guys over there. I mean, how the fuck do you post pictures of drugs? And with MRE, he got in trouble because he was posting pictures with guns.
Yeah.
Like, it just goes to show you the mentality of these idiots.
And then he even made a comment one time. I think somebody was showing or posting a picture of somebody holding a gun. I forget who it was. And he goes, why would anybody post pictures of themselves holding legal firearms? And I thought it was ironic, because he was basically admitting that his guns weren't fucking legal, because why would you post ones that are that you own or whatever? Like, what would be the point of doing that? He only posts the ones he has that are fucking illegal, right?
Listen, soon as you take that paperwork and fill it out and saying to apply for a weapon, and you know that you're a convicted felon, just attempting to fill out the paperwork is a fucking charge.
Well, not only that, but I'll give you guys one better. If everybody remembers, the president's son, when Joe Biden was president, his son Hunter got indicted by the feds for what? For lying on a firearms application, because one of the stipulations is now, regardless of the fact, let's say hypothetically, because he's tried using this as an excuse that his felony didn't pop up, which I can prove he's full of shit or whatever. But let's just say hypothetically that was the situation, right? And it didn't pop up, this background check, whatever. On any gun application or firearm application that you fill out, it asks you specifically on there for your criminal record, have you ever been convicted of a felony? And then the second part is, have you ever been hospitalized for any mental illnesses or committed to a institution or mental hospital or any type of psychiatric hold at any time? Which he had been on several different occasions. And we put up the paperwork of the times that he was instituted in mental hospitals because he's a fucking lunatic. He's not playing with a full deck. He's mentally ill, right? And the third part of filling out a gun application or firearm application, it asks you on there, have you ever had been an alcohol or a drug addict at any time or been treated for or drug addiction, right? Which he had been on several different occasions for the last 15 or 20 years. He was on Suboxone, he was on methadone, and struggled with opiate addiction since the early 2000s. This is all admitted out of his own mouth in the court paperwork, by the way, right? So when Hunter Biden, while his father was the sitting president of the United States, got indicted by the federal government, by the Department of Justice, got tried and convicted for lying on a federal firearms application for saying that he wasn't under the influence or a drug addict at the time that he filled out that form because he was a known fucking crackhead, and got tried and convicted of it in a court while his father was president of the United States. So you're going to tell me that MRE got some special treatment and they just gave this fucking lunatic a pass because fucking what? He's special?
Listen, it's a crime to fill out the paperwork. Forget about it if it didn't come up or not.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know you're a fucking convicted felon. You're not supposed to even attempt to fill out that paperwork because that's your intention, to see if it comes up or not.
Right.
Give me a second. I'll be right back.
All right. I was going to see if I could pull up the firearms application form questions. Let me see. I could post it up and pull it. I think somebody had posted it, or we had posted it before, but it asks you, basically the form it's called the 4473 form. It's an ATF form. And it specifically asks people about their personal, identification information, any criminal history, felonies, domestic violence. It asks you for drug or alcohol use. It asks you for mental health history, if you've ever been institutionalized or adjudicated. And then obviously it asks you about citizenship or your intent to purchase the firearm. And under the substance abuse section, it asks you if you have ever been an unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substances, including any alcohol or drug dependence. And then under the mental health section, it asks if you've ever been adjudicated as a mental defective or committed to a mental institution, which he's been all of the above. So even if he was able to skirt on one of the portions regarding to the felony conviction, which he would have had to lie about, he would have been brought up on charges for lying on the application and form for the mental institution, mental adjudication, and drug use on there. So I don't want to hear that bullshit about the people on here giving this fucking guy excuses for any of this shit because he's full of shit. And then regarding any of the information regarding the niece and shit like that, one of the other things that led us to believe that he was lying about that was the fact that he was on here saying that he supposedly had pictures or something with the niece at a Christmas thing or something, as the girl was an adult and shit like that. But the niece was friends with other people in his family, the brother, his mother, but they weren't Facebook friends, even though MRE had about, I think, like 17 or 18 different Facebook accounts. The niece wasn't fucking friends with him on there. That was kind of the telltale giveaway that there was some truth to the allegations that we were being told before we got the actual paperwork on it. All right? So for all you new people that are tuning in and listening that want to defend this fucking creep and the bullshit that he's on here saying, trying to claim that we were on here trying to frame the guy or whatever the fucking shit that he was talking about. You can't claim that you're trying to frame somebody when the people are getting information and paperwork from a fucking court and from a police station. All right? That's not called framing. That's just called fucking evidence. Framing is when you illegally fucking go and do something to try to hide or conspire to make up something about a person to hurt them or their reputation without any validity or proof behind it. That's not what we did. All we did was expose the motherfucker and show people the paperwork and information that we found out about the guy and the information that people that were close to him and his family told us about him. All right? So hopefully the fucking new people in the community can, you could share this video spread it around, tell people, let that little Fink know that fucking we did the show on him. I really don't give a fuck. He's the one that wants to open up his mouth and make little comments or have these little clip channels go on there and try to lie about people. We've never lied about that motherfucker once. All we've done is told the truth about the guy. And that's a fact. I don't need the problem that we've always had is there have been people in this community that have made up stuff about people when there's no need to. The truth about this guy is way worse than anything anybody needs to make up. Trust me. There's plenty there.
Yeah, I mean, and the paper trail ends after it says that he was that the case was dropped due to federal involvement.
Oh, yeah, with the gun case or whatever, right?
Yeah, basically we'll try, like his excuses is that, he bought the guns legally, and we're just elaborating on some of the ridiculous things that occurred.
Well, the funniest thing is if that people remember is that before we even got the paperwork from that case from the courthouse, right, from the record center in Rhode Island, it had been brought to my attention that the feds actually were involved in that case that had picked it up. And if you remember, at the time, he was still friends with Dominic Crea when they were doing a whole We Push Back bullshit before he dropped everybody after a lot of this stuff started coming out about him. And
Right.
MRE had done a live stream with Mickey and Dominic on the show, and he claimed that the feds were never involved in his case. He had no idea what anybody was talking about regarding the ATF or the fucking the FBI. That was all lies. It was a state case, and that his attorney got the case dropped. He even claimed, and I got the video clips and everything to put up, he said that he only went to court one time, that he gave his attorney the information, and he got the case dropped in less than a month or two. And what did we find out finally when we got the paperwork? Because he believed most of it was under seal, which it wasn't. A lot of it is under seal, but the main parts of the case and the dates and everything for motions that were filed and when the case was picked up by the feds, that all was not under seal. That's all public record, which we posted on here several years ago, right? And what did it say in there? The opening case paperwork said that the state dismissed the state charges due to federal involvement, meaning the feds picked up the case. Then on top of that, somebody sent me the news clip from the day that they did the warrant at the apartment complex he was living in, at the Simmons apartment complex. And the arresting officer, the sergeant who executed the search warrant in there, was talking about how they were assisted by the ATF and the bomb squad for the explosives that they found inside of his fucking apartment. Which, don't forget, he also lied about for the first 2 years and claimed was 3 mortars and a coffee can on his kitchen counter, which we later found out was between 17 and 21 improvised explosive devices, including the photos from the ATF and the confirmation that they were in fact IEDs. And now Mickey, after the falling out she had with him, as you've heard if you've watched any of her shows, has come on here and brought that fact up and said that you lied to me. You said that there was 3 mortars in a coffee can and you had 20-something fucking IEDs in your house. All right? Including I think there was propane tanks next to him too or some shit like that, if I remember correctly. So for anybody to sit up here too and say that, Dominic Crea is fucking stupid, that he was, giving this guy a pass or excuses making up for him, he knows what the fuck that guy is. That's why after that information and stuff started coming out, you'll remember that he said that there's no members or whatever. People were free to support the movement that they had, but that he wasn't going to be putting them on his website anymore, links to their channels and shit like that, because he removed MRE from that, from his webpage. So this is for all you new people, by the way. I'm not trying to rehash old shit to the people that have been around for the last 4 years, but this is more towards the new people in the community that might be hearing this for the first time. So spread the word around.
Yeah, and that guy that he claims he beat up and says that somebody sent that guy to fuck with him and he beat him up. The guy's a fucking retard. Fucking he didn't even beat up the guy. Fucking threw a swing at him, and I think the guy fucking took off fucking running.
Oh, what are you talking about? Real talk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ron. Big
Because
head.
he's been bragging about that. Yeah, I fucking beat up the guy he's fucking sent to fuck with me. And meanwhile,
Meanwhile, fucking real talk, the guy's got about 2 brain cells that have been at war with each other since he was born. He's a crackhead. He was announcing that he was going up to meet up with the guy for what, like 3 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah.
The idiot goes and meets up with him at like a fucking bodega or something like that. He's playing Keno, and MRE shows up over there with fucking Damien and his fucking attack dog. And they knew that they were going up there and real talk wasn't going to fucking do nothing. All you had to do was take one look at the guy and know that he wasn't going to do shit. And then MRE fucking allegedly real talk claimed that he hit him with a pistol or some shit like that, which who the fuck knows? I don't know.
No. Well, you could see him take the swing on the video before it cuts off.
Right. And he had his wife or something or girlfriend drop him off there to go meet up with somebody to fight by himself and shit like that. I don't understand what the guy was trying to do. It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life. The guy got embarrassed, and out of all the people, he got hit by a fucking fag that hit him with a fruit punch. You know?
Yeah, like if you people knew who this guy was, you know, you'd be laughing at MRE for bragging about it.
Yeah, it was embarrassing for fucking both of them. And the fact that he couldn't even knock him out and all he did was take one little measly swing at him while he had a fucking a Doberman and fucking Damien with him and shit, when you could have just smacked him and fucking nothing would have happened. The guy didn't even swing back. It was embarrassing. And he brags about it like he fucking did something to somebody. Get the fuck out of here. Pathetic, man. McGilla said, Common, let me ask you a question. Do you really think that Dominic doesn't know? No, I know for a fact that he does. I'm not going to get into it, but I know that he's made comments to people in private about it. So I'll just leave it at that. And, you know, that was another thing when I realized that the people on here are we'll call them the Just Say Shit crew, because they'll just say stuff knowing that, you know, most of the people on here are complicit and they're not going to go and try to look up anything for themselves. I remember that, what was the thing Dominic said when it first came out? Oh, that he looked up his case on Pacer and there was no case on Pacer. So that means that he's not an informant or a rat, because he tried using John Panisi and Frank Pasqua and their case and paperwork that you can pull up on Pacer without explaining to anybody that the only reason why you can see John Panisi and Frank Pasqua's paper on Pacer is because they weren't confidential informants. They were cooperating witnesses, meaning that they were on the witness list to testify against people during their trials. Otherwise, their paperwork and information wouldn't be found on Pacer either, because if you go on there and you look up anybody else's information that you know is a confidential informant, not a cooperating witness, not anybody that's ever testified in a trial, but a strict confidential informant, their cases will be sealed and you will not be able to find that information on Pacer. So what he did is, and you can't tell me as somebody who claims that they're a paralegal in a legal profession, and what they do for a living is do research and litigation work behind the scenes to help people in their cases, would know better than that fact. So he intentionally did that, deceiving people by making that comment and statement on YouTube when he did. He knows better than that shit. And that's what pissed me off about that guy and discredited him completely when I heard him make that comment. That was complete bullshit. And he knows better than that. Oh, so okay, yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about then, McGilla. That's you know, I've heard this from several different people that privately he has something completely different to say, yes. And if people that don't remember, Mickey did this shit for fucking 2 years and some change, maybe 3 years. And then all of a sudden when she finally saw, you know, who and what he fucking was after they had the falling out with the daughter situation, she said that those same attorneys that used to go on her show that make up excuses for him in private were telling her to stay away from the guy, that he was no fucking good. So that should tell you all you need to know right there. But
yeah. How about that? Free Fat Boy.
Oh, that guy disappeared as soon as I dropped the link. He disappeared. That's what these people do. They got to disappear on you. They'll never grab a link, not one of them. Yeah, he hit him with the fruit punch. The fucking homo. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, thank you, Stevie B. I appreciate it, man.
Somebody's got that video.
What's that?
Of MRE fucking, I don't know if he was like handing off his dog before he took the swing.
Yeah, he gave him to Damien. He handed Damien the leash, yeah.
Yeah. And then he said, you talking about my sister?
Which he made up too, because I don't even think he said anything about his sister, did he?
I don't know.
I don't remember. Brian said she admitted the other night on her show that she thinks he was trolling her from the very start. Huh. How funny is that? Did we not fucking warn her and tell her that from the very beginning? How many times did we fucking tell her that story? At one point we were laughing about it. We wouldn't even say anything anymore because we just fucking were watching her embarrass herself every night. Just like he used to throw up the OK signs and the white power signs and shit while he was on panel with them and make all the comments that he did. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was a running joke with them.
He made believe he didn't know that KKK guy, the ex-cop.
Oh, yeah, the holy sheet guy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there used to be somebody in her chat. He went by the nickname Holy Sheet, right? And one night he slipped up and came in under another name and grabbed the link. And I think what the fuck was his name that he was under? Somebody in the chat will know. We'll put it up though, for the people that don't forget. And I'll send you the links and put a post up or something to show you the video we're talking about. But the guy accidentally came on and didn't realize his camera was on, and he showed his face on there. And he started talking or whatever, and Kasparoza was the one that realized that this was a guy that he had seen previously on streams that they were doing, who was an active member of the KKK, who had also previously been a former police officer, and I think he was an informant in a case or something, or his son was or something, right?
Yeah, his son.
Yeah, his son was. His son wound up catching a case and became a cooperating informant, cooperating witness too in another case. And MRE tried to claim that he didn't know who the guy was. And then we came on and we showed videos of live streams in another community that they used to do together going at Jewish people. And his original name in the community was Holy Sheet. Now, it wasn't something being funny about the way he spelled shit. Instead of holy shit, it was holy sheet, S-H-E-E-T. What do the Klansmen wear over their fucking head? A sheet, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, so his joke was, his little pun or whatever was, Holy Sheet was the handle of his YouTube handle. All right? So.
Yeah, and then there's recordings of that guy referring to MRE and talking all kinds of shit. So MRE basically made believe he didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he tried saying that he didn't know who he was and that anybody can find a show and grab a link and come on there and shit. But meanwhile, fucking Mickey's making up excuses like, oh, MRE didn't tell him to come on. I dropped the link and he grabbed the link and came up here. Yeah, we know that, stupid. The point is that he was in your chat and grabbed the link because MRE had him come to your show. How the fuck out of all the YouTube channels, how did he just show up in your fucking chat, stupid? That's why she plays that role of being stupid and acting like a fucking airhead. But you'll notice when she gets mad, she tells people how she's actually just manipulating people and she plays stupid, but she knows a lot more than she leads on. That's why she does shit like that, for plausible deniability.
Yeah, and then she says that she got sent all this paperwork, but she refused to look at it. That's like fucking those people who say, I don't even take a Tylenol.
Yeah, right. Yeah, bullshit. The fuck out of here. But the worst part is that she claimed that her daughter's the one that fucking looked at all the paperwork and sent it to her. They just didn't want to believe any of it. So at the very least, one of them actually read it, and you're gonna tell me that they're best friends, they live in the house together, they talk all the time, and they never had a conversation about any of that shit? Bullshit. Who the fuck believes that? You got to be a real asshole to believe that story. What's the deal with the Frank Pasquale guy, the video of him with the cops on the highway? Oh, you're talking about the one when he got pulled over by the drug cops in like Mississippi or something, or Alabama, wherever Arkansas, wherever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah, that was on I think Dominic Cree on his page, on his channel, he has that link to that video on there. Yeah, he got pulled over because he was doing drug deals at a place that was being watched. I think somebody told on him. And he basically got pulled over by the cops that were watching him do the drug deals. And as soon as they pulled him over, he started telling on everybody. Yeah. He said he worked for them, or I don't even remember. It was a while ago since I saw that
He worked for some type of strip joint, I think.
What's that?
He worked for a strip club.
Did he?
I don't know. When he got pulled over, didn't he say that he worked at a strip club?
Back in New York, right?
I don't know, remember where. I thought he was like saying something about he was coming from work. I don't know.
Yeah.
Go watch it, people.
Yeah, if you want to check it out, I'm sure you can pull it up if you search on YouTube. Or if somebody that has a wrench drops it in the chat if they know the link to it. Yeah. I don't remember. It was a while ago. I just remember that basically somebody told on him. He obviously got pulled over, and they found fucking needles and dope and shit like that in his car. And I think at one point he was trying to say that he was on steroids or something like that, or fucking something, or HGH. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, I mean, he pretty much started cooperating and telling on everybody as soon as he got pulled over. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yep, on the side of the road.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, I know that Gene says he knows him or is friends with him. I think he knows him from like prison or something like that. I don't think they know each other from the street. I mean, he says he does, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest with you. I think he does shows with him once in a while, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, listen, if you do a few months with a guy in jail or prison, you can get really close to that person. Right. You know, so whether or not he knew him from the street, he does know him pretty well.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think they were locked up together. I don't know if they.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they were locked up together. Yeah.
Or no?
What?
I said I think he was from the Bronx or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's originally from the Bronx.
Yeah.
But they were locked up together, and then I think when they were both out on the street, he may have brought him around because they mentioned talking to Alphonse Trujillo.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, I don't remember where that was, but I remember them talking about Alphonse, like they spoke to him or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't hear that part. I got you. Yeah, I know there's been a lot of controversy surrounding that guy and some of the stuff that he said he was involved with or cooperated against. I don't know too much about it though, to be honest with you. Keith wants to know if you knew Gene when you were on the street.
No.
Anybody have any questions? If not, we've been on for like 3 hours, so we could probably wrap it up in a few if you want.
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Well, all right, guys. If anybody hasn't already, if you can, hit that like button. I think we just hit 500 subscribers on the channel, though. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed, and look forward to the next show. To the couple people that donated, thank you guys very much. If anybody else would like to help support the channel, the information's at the bottom of the ticker. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend, and we'll catch up with you soon. Got any last words, Al?
Yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for showing up. Carmen, I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good, man. Everybody have a good night, guys. Take care.